Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome into the program. I'm running a little behind today, but both Eddie Vader and Byron Sheehy are here in the studio with me. How you two gentlemen doing today?
Pretty good. How you doing, bro?
Oh, life's all right. Life's all right, and in particular, I'm very hopeful about this peace deal. Now, doesn't mean I think it's going to follow through. The hostages must be exchanged. They must be released.
A lot of moving parts here, buddy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely a lot of moving parts. But I would just say pray for this peace deal to actually go through. Not only could it be the end to this war that has destroyed so many lives, it could mean a larger new Middle East. Now, again, I'm not saying, oh, it's certain. Of course it's going to happen. I see the whole vision up. But no, I see their vision. And if they actually, Trump and team, have actually pulled this off, bringing what, like 12 different countries together, all these disparate groups together.
It's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough. I love the idea of it, but I think we've all been down this road enough times to know that you proceed with caution. You hope for the best, but
was there a time where you believed, like you saw one of these things, you're like, oh yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Like which one?
When I remember when Carter and I want to say it was Shaw had a big signing. I stayed out for whatever reason. I was out of school that day, and I remember seeing that. And to me, shortly thereafter, we moved to Turkey. But to me, that was my introduction to the Middle East.
Yeah,
and then I saw.
What good luck with that.
Yeah.
And but what happened is Trump was doing this roundtable on Antifa.
Yeah.
And in the middle of Pam Bondi speaking, you see Rubio get up and like pass a note behind her back, and Trump reads it. Oh, wow, okay, yeah, okay. And you can see Rubio whispering into his ear, and Bondi's kind of like, "What's going on, guys?" He goes, and what the note actually said is, "We need you to write a Truth Social post soon, so we're the first ones to announce that we have a breakthrough in the Middle East." Right. And by the way, the White House shared that note, Trump getting that note, and somebody did a close up because Trump kind of held it to where the cameras caught it. They shared an old note given to Biden where it's Biden sitting there and he's looking at it, and you can see it. And I don't know if it's Photoshop or not, but it says there's something on your chin. There's some drool on your.
Close your mouth.
You're drooling. And it'd be one thing if it was out of the corners of your mouth, but it's like
right at the middle.
You got some spittle right there. It's like a piece of jewelry. So that is something that I am very much hopeful for. It would be, and it's kind of amazing to see, like even the corners of the media that usually dog cuss Trump and he can't do anything good. You've got all these folks saying, wow.
Oh, what do you say? I mean,
right. The crazy SOB did it.
Right. What do you say? Just like, okay.
By the way, that's when he won in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I was still the very, I ain't voting for anybody.
I remember that. I remember that stage with Joey.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, that's still there a bit.
Should be.
But, you join the team. But I remember staying up in 2016, and I didn't know. I didn't like Hillary Clinton.
Oh, good.
And I kind of expected, because I didn't like her, that she would.
Yeah, that's how our luck goes. Yep.
And then stayed up, and I'm like, the crazy SOB did it.
Yeah.
he did it. I started laughing, and I have the same feeling when I saw that moment with Rubio. I'm like, they might have, again, you're dropping some wisdom today, Eddie. They might have pulled something crazy off here. So we'll see.
To your point about all the countries getting involved, I mean, it had to be that way.
Yes.
If there's no economic buy-in from the neighbors,
why bother?
It would just be the same old. So that strategy is brilliant. So let's, like you said, let's pray that
money usually wins, man.
This peace continues.
Absolutely.
Money's a heck of a motivator.
Apparently Trump was going to travel to Israel this weekend. And then he was asked, are you going to go to Gaza? He goes, yeah, if we can make it work. And in fact, there are clips all over the place. Have you seen of Gazans?
Yeah, I see them celebrating.
Yeah.
But
not just, some celebrating for certain.
I saw some dates, but I'm telling you,
right?
You know as well as I do.
Well, then also saw a story that their Gazans tried to return to their homes and Israeli tanks fired. And I'm like, well, I think you saw that too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we'll see. Like one place is reporting that it's not this huge thing. So we'll see.
It does take a little time for the information
news to travel.
Disseminate, but I mean, you would think that a lot of people would kind of be anticipating something like this. Hopefully.
But this one clip right outside of a hospital is it's interesting what these folks are chanting.
Oh,
yeah. You can kind of make it out. I'll put it that way. You can kind of make it out. And in a second, we'll go to the cabinet meeting that was being held this morning. It's still ongoing. You know how Trump does these,
he likes
marathon.
He likes to talk
in front of the camera sort of thing. But this is just a short clip from the streets of Gaza. Though, again, I always say, who knows what to believe these days. But listen, try to make out what they're chanting. I believe they're chanting Donald Trump.
That's what I heard.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
That is what I heard.
I didn't expect to see that.
No, that's a shocker.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a shocker.
And you had Trump, it was reported in multiple places, saying Israel cannot fight the world, BB. They cannot fight the world. So it looks like he's been able to put this together by essentially saying to everybody involved, I'm in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And don't try to upset this deal. Now, again, we have to keep coming back to.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just the world we live in. Unfortunately, it's the world we live in.
What I mean, are we going to assume that China, Russia are going to allow this? Like, is Iran not going to do something to Israel to cause instability?
Yeah, that's the one way.
Maybe, but Iran is really smarting. Like the means they had of causing huge issues have been taken away.
I mean, I don't think Iran would want to do it on their own. I think it's going to be directed from Russia or China.
Maybe. I don't know. They might try to spoil this, obviously, because they do not want the United States to be able to consolidate peace there in the Middle East and be able to focus exclusively
directly on them,
on Russia and China. So I take your point, but I don't know. I don't know what attack vectors they actually would have that would be effective in this.
Yeah.
So, because Iran, that's what's interesting. Iran's not party to this.
Mm-mm.
Like, Hezbollah is pretty much destroyed. A lot of other aspects, that 12-day war, the Iranians got a licking. And so you take the Gulf Arabs, who are already starting to behave and recognize Israel, then you throw in sort of the outside, like Egypt had already recognized Israel, these sorts of things. But you start bringing Qatar and Turkey as the weird mediators. Mm-hmm. That's where this thing started to work together. You got a bunch of people that really do hate each other, different, like at least 3 coalitions there in that region of the world. And you got them to work together by all saying, hey, let's put Iran in a corner. And it's a fascinating move. Now, is this perpetual peace for it? No, that's never in the cards.
You got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere. You got to stop the killing. You got to get the hostages back. You got to do this practically step by step.
That's the other thing. I just read a while ago, maybe Monday or Tuesday on the hostages. That to me that's the deal or no deal. If that doesn't happen, or if they're dragging their feet, or you either got to do all or nothing. And so far, and this is what happens when you deal with some people on that side of the world.
Yeah,
they have a tendency to lie.
Monday,
really?
For the hostages,
Monday or Tuesday.
I mean, I take that as a sign of bad faith
already. Because my thought was, but we did say maybe it takes a while to get the thing. But they know where the hostages are. They know it's a phone call away. but it also gives anybody that wants to disturb this plan, it gives them the weekend to do it.
Little opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Well, and here's Trump this morning at this cabinet meeting.
Last night, we reached a momentous breakthrough in the Middle East, something that people said was never going to be done. We ended the war in Gaza and really, on a much bigger basis, created peace. And I think it's going to be a lasting peace, hopefully an everlasting peace. Peace in the Middle East. We secured the release of all of the remaining hostages, and they should be released on Monday or Tuesday. Getting them is a complicated process. I'd rather not tell you what they have to do to get them. There are places you don't want to be, but we are getting the hostages back on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, and that'll be a day of joy. I'm going to try and make a trip over. We're going to try and get over there, and we're working on the timing, the exact timing. We're going to go to Egypt, where we'll have a signing, an additional signing. We've already had a signing representing me, but we're going to have an official signing. You know,
And in a second, I want to go to Rubio, but yeah, I mean, if they're already making the plans to get down there to do the signing, to do, like, yeah,
It's hot, man. Strike while it's hot.
and keep pushing it because you got to have the momentum. As soon as you see that daylight, you got to run towards it,
Yeah,
or else it will fall apart.
There's an old saying, time kills deals, right?
Yes, it is. I know that in my business very much
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Can you imagine you've done many a deal at the real estate level, many a deal. Can you imagine the complications of this sort of deal?
It reminds me, and it's no comparison, but it reminds me of when we were building the Hyundai plant. We had a French guy that was representing a German company explaining things to Koreans who didn't speak English. So we had to interpret that. How we pulled that off. And I remember the first day going, this is just
Right.
Yeah, because there's just so many things that can go wrong. But if everybody is working towards the same goal, it does make it a little easier.
Now, here's Rubio explaining how this is going to work and how it worked. Let's listen in.
Perhaps the entire story will be told about the events of yesterday, but suffice it to say, it's not an exaggeration that none of it would have been possible without the President of the United States being involved. It really began with your trip to the Middle East, where these relationships were forged with partners in the region, personal relationships, close relationships that created the foundation where all this was possible. Where I think this really took a turn. Remember, a month ago, no one thought this was possible. Where it really took a turn about a month ago, less than a couple weeks ago, is when we were at the United Nations and you convened a historic meeting, not simply of Arab countries, but of Muslim majority countries from around the world, including Indonesia was there, Pakistan was there, and created this coalition behind this plan. Then on that following Monday, you met with the Prime Minister of Israel here, and that plan was presented. And then, of course, our great negotiating team followed up on it. In the interim, again, perhaps the stories will be told, perhaps they will never be told. The president had some extraordinary phone calls and meetings that required a high degree of intensity and commitment and made this happen. And I think what's important to understand is that yesterday what happened was really a human story. There's a geopolitical aspect to it, there's no doubt about it. It creates the conditions for Gaza to one day be a normal place again and people to have a better life and Israelis to be safe. But yesterday was a human story. And because of the work you put in, and honestly, not only is there no other leader in the world that could have put this together, Mr. President, but frankly, I don't know of any American president in the modern era that could have made this possible. Because of the actions you have taken unrelated to this and because of who you are and what you've done and how you're viewed. And this weekend, because of that, at some point very soon, we are going to see 20 living human beings emerge from the darkness into the light for the first time in 2 years. And that is because not only were you used the credibility and the power and the prestige of this office and the relationships you created, and you committed yourself to making it happen. And I think it will go down as a historic moment in the history of our country, and something our country should be very proud of, that we have a president that's committed to not just peace, but to the human aspect of reuniting these families. My last point on this is just a couple of days ago, Secretary Lutnick hosted us all, many of us, at the Kennedy Center. And we have these families, we've interacted with them for so many years, for 2 years now. And the stories are heartbreaking, both whose families are alive and those who are deceased as well, who want their relatives back so that they can complete the process of grieving. And it was, we had all hoped that perhaps that was the day that we would have an announcement for them on the anniversary of the 7th. But I know you were able to speak to some of those families last night. And I just hope the whole nation understands how incredibly proud they should be of their president and of their country for the role that they've played. And I don't want to let this moment pass, Mr. President, without also noting the incredible work of Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. They're an incredible team working together, facing some substantial impediments to even being there this weekend and doing it. So let me just leave it at that. And they've done a great job on your behalf, Mr. President. They deserve a tremendous amount of credit. But thank you for what you've done for the world. For the world. Thank you.
Crazy.
You know what they have him predicted at to win the Nobel Peace Prize tomorrow? 4th.
Yeah.
Currently, right now, he's still in 4th.
Really?
Yep.
What's he got to do?
I know.
What's man got to do?
Apparently, peace in the Middle East isn't enough.
Is there an asteroid out there coming at us that we can put him between us and the asteroid? And if he saves us, he can get it then?
Well, and you know how Trump has this like go bigger mentality, like bigger, more. We got to do more. More peace, like, but bigger greatness. Like, just go, like, keep going. This guy does, I said it right after he got elected, has the opportunity to be a truly world historic figure. Now, a lot of this could be screwed up by all sorts of things, but given it's America's 250th birthday, did you see they're doing the dollar coin?
Trump coin?
With Trump's likeness on it?
When are they supposed to put it on the market? Because I really want to try to get a couple. Okay.
I think next year.
I really want to try to get
Treasury Secretary Besson.
I missed out on the shoes. I did get the Bible. I missed out on the other coins they had, but I'd like to get them. Yeah,
no, and it looks legit.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. But that's one little token of the 250th anniversary. There's going to be event after event after event. And if you're able to pull off peace in the Middle East, say you do finally get Russia and the Ukrainians stop killing one another, in particular, the Russians need to stop killing people at this point.
Yeah.
But if you get that pulled off, then also if you get a booming economy, which we'll get to that in a second, because the interest on the national debt tops $1 trillion, and the Wall Street Journal's acting like they're telling something like really breaking. Doge barely cut anything. Yeah, because they were put on a leash by all of Washington, D.C. Yep. I love that Elon Musk realized after trying to go up there, he's like, I need to get to Mars fast. This place is doomed. The government is unfixable. So if Trump continues to do the right things, and of course, as we sit here in day 9 of the government shutdown, it doesn't feel like it. Because usually with the government shutdown, that's all that's being talked about. But there's so many other
much other stuff going on. It's that whole news feed through the fire hose. I mean, it's just the government shutdown is such a minor. And plus, I don't know how much it's in your world. It's not much in my world. Besides the news complaining every once in a while, I don't hear much about it.
Well, and think about next year when he does State of the Union, like the stuff he's going to be able to talk about. And I know there are going to be, of course, a lot of haters and folks, that's fine. Like, if you want to be equal opportunity, I don't trust politicians. Cool.
Yay.
But this is a change. As I keep saying in a negative way, the era of the liberal boomer is over. And we're now entering into, well, maybe the new age of Trump. No, that's giving him too much. No, it isn't. Like, seriously, think back to this guy when he first announces running for president.
When he first announced it, because he's done it in the past, I assumed it was a joke.
I did too.
Doing it was a past. I never took him seriously.
A lot of people did.
Yep. That's what he'd been doing.
And even the folks that didn't buy in, even after that first debate, people were like, well, we're laughing. He does make us laugh. He does make this fun. He's knocking out these guys with sticks up their butts who got all their, talking points ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, so there's something unique to this. Okay.
Well, plus enough people saw him on that Trump show that, that was like an interview for a couple of years. And
then you have to account for, like, of course, everything that's happened. But the major change after he is shot and hit in the ear, go watch old clips of that 2015, 2016 campaign, and even watch a bit of 2020. He's always, y'all suck. I'm the greatest. Shut up. You're stupid. Like, it's very, but that's not the full man. And after he got shot, more the full man came out. You didn't see this sort of cabinet meeting in the first term.
No, you didn't.
You didn't see him carrying himself at that Antifa hearing, like laughing and smiling and like constantly making jokes. Like, we didn't see that guy. We saw the barbed jokes. We saw the sort of brashfulness and like, I'm great. I never have made any mistake. I don't apologize, except for locker room talk. It was locker room talk.
Yes.
With Billy Bush. It was just locker room talk. So it's interesting to see how life comes at you. Because I don't even think Trump could have imagined this, the way it's worked out for him. Because he still believes he won 2020. But the fact that he was kind of exiled, everything thrown at him, and he survives it and literally survives a bullet. Nobody could have planned this. And it's just, you're watching history be made. You may hate it. You may love it. You might be like, I got kids. I don't have time to pay attention to this stuff. But this is what it's like to see history slowly but surely, with all its messiness, continue to be made. Anyway, welcome into the program. By the way, coming up before you leave, we'll have to get, it's a Washington Post article, I believe, how the TikTok addiction works.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying you're addicted to TikTok.
I don't say I'm addicted, but I do it several times a day. But
what do you mean? You
just
you
click
do
on
it
it,
several times a day.
click on it, watch a story or two or whatever.
Altman bought TikTok.
No, I don't think Altman
Was
bought
it-
TikTok.
Who was it? It was one of the tech bros.
It
It was one of the tech bros, but I don't.
It's
I don't
either
remember.
Till or Altman.
Yeah, look up. It might be 10%. What I saw was Altman did the in a chip maker in AMD, bought shares in AMD.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think the TikTok deal is many different American partners and a small, still Chinese contingent that doesn't have any controlling
They just get
stake.
money.
They just get the money. Yeah.
I would love
they're
that.
like,
by the way, I would
well,
love
we
that for a
created
company.
it, so you know. Okay.
Buy me out, and yes, I will just get the money.
But we'll get into how, like, I'd imagine there are truly people addicted. And I will say that even if you're not on the talk, this new, like the short form, the shorts, the 60-second, the 90-second thing, and you just swipe and swipe and swipe. There have been moments where I'm in the living room with my grandfather, he just turned 89.
Mm-hmm.
And I realize I kind of snap out of the trance you get in. I'm like, we're both just sitting here staring at our phones on swipe, 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 swipe. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, why don't we talk to each other? Like, you know, it's
well, usually,
or like watch something on the big screen.
Well,
like, what are we doing?
when I'm in, and especially with my wife or somebody I'm hanging out with, I'm on the TikTok. We're
Yeah.
usually giving each other our phone. Look at this
I
one.
know,
Look at that.
I know.
mean, but I do remember this a year or so ago, we had a bunch of family down. There was probably 15 of us in the room, and my niece looked up and was like, "Everybody in here. We haven't seen each other in years, but what are we doing? We're on our phone."
Yeah, it is one thing when you're
It's
married
funny.
or you're like, you see the same person all day.
Yeah.
Hey, you again. See this funny thing?
It goes back to that comfort, though. That just it's like having a drink in
Right.
your hand, having a cigarette in your hand.
But you're right, though. People you hadn't seen in years, and you're still sitting there kind of. There is some conditioning going on. Put it that way.
Yeah, I think it's got to kind of be like the old pocket watching religion. Don't pull it out unless people ask you for it. It's kind of should fall into that category. If you're at a table with someone, don't be rude.
Now that I
Give
see a
them-
lot, and
give
I'm
them
probably
your
guilty
attention.
of it. But I'll see people obviously on a date, and one or both of them are just into their phone. I'm like,
Yeah, but Eddie, you have an excuse.
Always be closing.
that is my excuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, that is my excuse.
Also, we have a story about a U.S. diplomat fired over relationship with woman accused of ties to the Chinese Communist Party.
Wait a minute.
Dadgummit, what do I have to do to raise my profile enough that I get to sleep with a Chinese spy? I don't. I
give
think
it
that would be
time.
wrong and adultery and a sin, but I kind of want it to
I
happen.
don't think
to-
it'll be that hard around here. You have Maxwell right here. You don't think he has some Chinese spies?
Yeah, but I'm
around
not
here?
connected. I'm just that dope on the radio.
Well,
You got to
we
get
just
out.
build you up.
You're right.
Hype you up. Hannah's a hell of a wingman.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
How's Gilligan doing?
She's doing good. Looking forward to coming in tomorrow.
Nice.
Gilligan?
Nice. Well, we'll explain to
Okay.
you. Maybe someday. For now, it'll remain an inside
It'll
joke.
probably take you that one to get it.
Yeah. And of course, there's all sorts of odds and ends and stories. But did you see at the state level, we got a tale of two senators, Katie Britt hitting the Democrats hard on the shutdown, and Tommy Tuberville calls for banning Sharia law in America. Big speech
That's
from the
not a
Senate
bad
floor.
idea.
And then, of course, did you see he speaks tonight? Did you see the graffiti on the Madison
Yeah.
Church for saying Brian Dawson serves the Antichrist or something like that?
Yeah.
And talking about shooting those crackers and
Yeah.
like all this stuff.
Where
It's
was this?
in Madison, a church
Madison.
in Madison.
Yeah.
We can pull up the story and look at the detail, but they are not going to be deterred. And
I
the
knew
event will
that.
go on.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
So anyway,
We got
Keep
any
a good man down.
videos of the perp with the bottle spray painting?
Not that I know of, but I bet the sheriff over there and a few other law enforcement
Probably got a
folks
pretty
are
good
looking
idea,
into
yeah.
it. I'd imagine.
wonder-
All sorts of people are kind of looking into it at this
I
point.
wonder who he's sponsored by. You want to call it Soros? Who?
Yeah, that's a good question. Now, you've been looking into a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more upset over this stuff, man.
Yeah, we'll have to look into the Antifa Roundtable. Some of the, like, there's this one reporter who said, I had TDS for 8 years. I finally broke out of it. And it's such a great speech. And then
Really?
she reams the national media and national reports.
They deserve it, man.
And so, like, there's so much that we can get to today. First, though, this is part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing.
Oh, I need to call James. He called me last night and I forgot to call him.
Okay, call him back. Call him back. But, you know, they do all the plumbing service there at Cole
They do
Plumbing?
great plumbing service, and that's probably what he's calling me about, and I just totally spaced it. Let's say, Joey, you go home one day, the afternoon, it's a hot day.
Yeah.
And you go to flush your toilet, and it starts bubbling up in the shower.
Oh, that's gross.
That is gross. You know, you got a problem, right?
Like maybe like a tree root invasion. Something going on with your pipes.
Or you could come home and your house is just flooded. There's like a half inch of water throughout the entire house. And it looks like it's coming out of the wall. Like your house is possessed by the devil.
Call 279-8919 immediately.
Yes.
Immediately. My goodness. Yeah. Major water line breaks, a gas line leak too.
Oh, yeah.
Very dangerous.
Yep.
Or, everyday things like drippy faucet, running toilet.
Yeah. Your water bills. Suddenly my water bill doubled.
Clogged drain.
Yes.
They can help you. Or just maybe you want to accessorize or upgrade, like new toilet or new garbage disposal, maybe in the kitchen. New shower accessories.
New showers, yeah.
They can help you with all of that there at Cole Plumbing. So you can always make an appointment online at coleplumbing.com, but save their number in case you do have that emergency. 279-8919. It's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This is the sound of captivity. This is the sound of rescue. And this is the sound of freedom. Give Armenia's captive bears a second chance by supporting International Animal Rescue. Call 508-826-1083 or search The Great Bear Rescue to learn more.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
Do you have real estate problems? Whether you're facing foreclosure, inherited a property, or have costly repairs, we understand. At Rapid Fire Homebuyers, we're here to help. Any condition, any situation, we'll give you an honest cash offer for your home so you can move forward. Because when real estate problems cause you uncertainty, you deserve a solution you can trust. Any condition, any situation, we're here to help. Give Rapid Fire Homebuyers a call today at 334-675-1000. That's 334-675-1000.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. I think you're going to love this forecast for the next few days with mostly sunny skies today, less humid, high temperature up to about 81, clear skies down to 59 for the overnight low temperature tonight, more sunshine, only in the 70s for a high tomorrow. I've got us in the mid-50s by dawn Saturday and lower 50s on Sunday morning. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend, great fall weather, great fair weather with high temperatures in the lower 80s. Should be a great weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones. Eddie liking this song? Right?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Actually got lyrics to this one.
If you could mix this a little bit with that Celine Dion thing, you might have it going on. I heard some Celine Dion last night. Somebody sent me teasing me, and yeah, I still don't like her, but I could see where your music is just as
Celine
good.
Dion is not an influence. You know what? You're really starting to piss me off.
How's it? Then maybe you should start listening to her just to make sure you're not, subconsciously mimicking her.
It's been a long time since I've threatened to hit you in the face.
Let's go.
He does it like Celine
It's
Dion
like you
as
want
he
to be
listens
hit
to
in the
3 or
face.
4 songs.
Yeah.
Been looking for a clean shoot.
Let's go to Joel. Hey, Joel.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Pretty good. How you doing, Joel?
I'm doing great. I was wanting to tell you, I don't watch Morning Joe, but I turned it on this morning, and they were praising Trump about Hamas and Israel, and Mika was sitting over there like she had eaten lemon. They had several guests on there that was liberals that was praising Trump, and all of them admitted that it never would have happened under Biden, that Biden was just too weak.
Yeah. No doubt.
So, but I'm glad. Like I said, I don't listen to him, but I just was wanting to see what the other side said, and it surprised me.
Well,
y'all have a great day.
Appreciate it, Joel.
Thank you, Joel.
And again, if this holds and they actually follow through on the full vision of the plan they have put together,
right?
This is truly world historic.
Oh, agreed.
It will be remarkable and a change. Now, we
big
got to
if,
see.
man.
Got to see.
Big if.
People got to walk all the steps in between.
Yeah.
272-9228. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this? Hello, anybody there?
Hello.
No? Okay. Guess not. Hey, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. You ever met a fella who's like, I'm fine, I'm a man. I know I feel dog tired all the time, sluggish. My brain doesn't work. My body doesn't work. I'm never in the mood, but I'm a man. I'm getting older. I don't go to the doctor for that.
I suggest this to multiple men several times a week, and I usually end up with a big thank you within a few hours.
Indeed.
Yep.
Because they're at Montgomery Men's Health. They can help you understand this isn't just part of aging.
Right.
It's not like, oh, I got to have low energy or I got to have performance issues, especially in the bedroom. Nope. No guesswork, no gimmicks, no generic stuff they just throw at you. They sit down with you. The urologist providers there will tailor solutions specifically to your body and goals. And it's affordable and accessible. Consultation, including blood work, is just $99 with results before you leave. And by the way, it's beyond just testosterone.
Yeah.
They have ED treatments and other options many men don't even know exist.
Really?
Like some stuff I learned the other day I didn't even know exist. And I'm like, wow, they're doing that now.
As a man, though, that's the thing, Joe. We neglect our health.
I know.
We don't go to doctor.
I know. So y'all get in touch with them today. You only got one life, gentlemen. Procrastination is only going to make it this worse. And by the way, if you're in your 20s and 30s and you have the symptoms of low testosterone, definitely get by Montgomery Men's Health. Call them up at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or visit MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. Now, Schumer is claiming, Chuck Schumer is saying that every day in every way.
Yeah.
We're getting better and better and better. He's like, who's the inspector in those Pink Panther movies?
Clouseau.
No, not Clouseau. The guy who's his boss.
Oh.
Where he gets put in the loony bin and he's
Yes.
like, every day and every way things are getting better. And he's a great character actor.
Yes. I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. All I can see
We'll
is
just have to look it up. Like,
Cato, too, which I love Cato.
I think it's the second movie where he comes back from the grocery store
Yes.
and he's just spilling rice all over the floor and his neighbor's just looking at him and he's trying to play it off. And as soon as he plays that off, enters the door, Cato attacks him. And it's this huge, amazing fight. It's great.
I remember as a kid, because my mother got me hooked on those movies, I thought, when I get older, I'm going to have me a Cato.
Yeah.
Always have me on my toes.
By the way, that opening scene is like in the Stoner Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just physical and stupid and
Yeah.
hilarious. Like, gotta love that stuff.
Yes, you don't have to think. You can just enjoy.
But that's who I'm thinking of is Chuck Schumer right now. He's in the loony bin. I'm getting better every day of the shutdown. It gets better for me and the Democrats. And I'm like, I don't really believe you, Chuck. I don't believe you at all.
I kind of think he's a liar.
Yeah, I think this is only getting worse and worse and worse for folks. And will continue to, especially for Chuck Schumer, to get worse and worse and worse. So we have our own senator. This is a quick clip on Newsmax. Katie Britt appeared.
You like Katie?
Yeah.
Yep.
Laying out. Well, what's going on? Why are we still at this impasse? Why can't we actually get together and open up the government?
To shut the government down right now is absolutely premature. When you're looking at all the work we have in front of us for the American people, we're supposed to be funding the government. And if you want to talk about health care, why in the world would you let WIC, as you just reported, go dry in some areas? That's for women, infant and children. That's for the most vulnerable amongst us. So they're saying a conversation that we have until now to January, that they're going to halt all payment for our servicemen and women and programs like WIC in order to have the conversation. I mean, just think about that. It makes absolutely no sense. To shut the government down.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense. But to them, it feels like, I guess, political points, right?
Right. There's a part of me, watch a Republican say, we rely so much on the government and the Democrats are so. Part of me goes, just let it keep
less
happening. Government. Yeah, I kind of want.
And plus, isn't this just like an annual tradition at this point?
Right. But also, I've learned that, like, if we're going to start cutting stuff, like if the very first thing you want to cut is like, assistance to women and infants and stuff. Yeah, you're wrong. That's like, I think that's dumb on many levels.
Agreed. But what else is tied to that?
Oh, sure. No, there's a lot of programs we could cut stuff out.
Well, I mean, they're still arguing about that we're not trying to fund illegal healthcare or healthcare for illegal aliens.
Yeah.
But at the same time, 5 minutes later, they'll quote you where the bill says that that's what we're doing. So
right.
I'm at a loss here.
No, but it's illegal at the federal level.
That doesn't ever stop anyone at the federal level, does it?
Right. And it's illegal for the federal government to fund abortions. Now, let's give $1 billion to Planned Parenthood.
Right.
It won't be for the abortion side of the house.
No, we'll watch that money.
Yeah, it'll be like other stuff.
Right.
The services that are needed.
True.
Right. But it's not like, if you get that huge influx of cash, that now opens you up to do even more. Because money is fungible?
Mm-hmm.
And so you literally have massive states like California, New York, Illinois, they have all these programs. They're like, sign on up. And they go, well, they're not illegals. We gave them like temporary legal status.
Right.
It's like, yeah, well, that's revoked.
Yes,
right.
And it should be.
Stop it.
It should be.
How many fake Social Securities were in the system whenever Doge went through it?
Oh, man.
I don't remember the number, but I bet it was.
I think it's in the millions.
Yeah.
A lot.
And almost to the point, to me, I worry that how valid is Social Security numbers anymore? Because I could take yours, you could take mine, Byron could take. We never know until it's too late.
And then when you get ready to file your income tax,
right? Well, sometimes it takes a couple of years, and they're like, "Hey, you filed twice back in whatever." You're like, "Huh?"
Well, and again, we're in the middle of this. We still have an interest on a national debt now tops over $1 trillion. Just the interest. Man, our deficit has not come down for this year.
No.
So all this talk, you're cutting this, you're cutting it. We're not. Folks who just thinking like 6-month terms, a year term. We're not cutting squat.
Not cutting enough anyway.
All those Medicaid cuts that they're complaining about will actually take place after the midterm elections. And honestly, you not think we have another budget fight after that?
Yes.
Like, come on.
Well, I mean,
That's
this
what's
is
so
all
ridiculous.
feigned anyway. I mean, it's not real outrage.
And so
It's
what's
not
so
worth getting it.
frustrating is like, we are all about to experiencing being bankrupt. How do you help women and infants? How do you help old people and the disabled?
Bankrupt.
All this
everybody.
stuff
Yeah.
when we
Yes,
don't have the
everybody's
money.
bankrupt.
We've got to start making tough decisions, or we'll just let the wheels fall off and pick it up from there.
And they'll get made for us, right?
Yeah. And not in a fun way by any means. So the shutdown politics, that's pretty much all I want to address with it, because I think it's old hat. We've seen this movie before. It's laid out.
Yep.
Now, if we get to like day 40 of this or day 60, yeah, it's going to start to become a huge news story.
I mean, I'm going to call my shot. I think we discussed this a little before the show. I think right around the 18th on that No Kings Day, I think you're going to see the Dems fold like a cheap suit right after that, man. They're going to get their political snapshot so that they can put them on the mail pieces for all their guys running in the primary and how they stood up to Trump. And then they're going to open back the government because they're the only ones who are truly losing in this.
So, like, No Kings is the moment to where they can be like, this
Yeah.
tyrant has it all shut down and
We
all, and he's taking away
we
health
stood
care.
up to Trump. Here's the photo. I was on the streets protesting right there with you. And then they'll go back to work.
Okay. I like that prediction.
Me
I think
too.
it is going to happen, going to end sooner rather than later.
Think so?
I thought it was going to be the military service pay, but heard something where like the
No, that's
Dems have already kind of signaled like, let us get past this and then we'll fold.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Soldier Boy.
Hey, man.
Hey,
what's up?
Soldier Boy, what's up, man?
Hey, people, I learned that in the military when Carter stopped the budget. I had to have some money on the side, and I used to tell my soldiers when they first came in the military, newbies, save some cash in the bank for a rainy day. And they're like, what for? I said, what happens if, as soon as the budget doesn't get signed, we're going to come to work, life's going to go on, but you're not going to get paid. And that's so funny. They don't understand that at all, because you're not going to get paid, but you get your back pay in the military because you came to work. But other than that, it's not. They're like, well, I'm going to get. They're used to. Young people were used to getting paid on the 1st and 15th. I used to have people that in the military that have been there 5 years. Sergeant, Soldier Boy, can you tell me when we're going to get paid? Man, you've been in the Air Force for 5 years and you don't know it's the 1st and 15th. Shut that. Get back to work. It's pretty sad. You know, they asked me that. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, that's the kind of need on my team, you know. But they don't understand that, how it affects other people, trickle down. I mean, is Nancy Pelosi going to hand over some like good Haagen-Dazs out of her $1 million refrigerator?
I don't think so.
I was hoping some Rocky Road maybe, or some, you know, or some caramel Rocky Road. I guess that's not going to happen, is it?
Nope.
So what do you guys think's going to happen? Who's going to give in?
I think your Dems are going to have to.
I
Shoot.
heard something yesterday I didn't like at all. Oh, we're going to give it a year extension. What? A year extension? And did you see the video of the clips of the senators in the hallway arguing now? You need to shut your trap. And if you would have said that to me, I'd have slapped you right there. I said, you want good TV? I'll show you good TV.
And by the way, Soldier Boy, you're right, but they're in like 2013, they did pass a Pay Our Military Act ahead of the year's funding lapse. So the military kept getting paid. Essential workers in the military kept getting paid, and that shut down. And there's now talks about doing if this particular shutdown, the one we're in, continues, that they could have standalone bills essentially to do that.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'm good. And it shows you my age then.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Makes me look like an old grandpa. We didn't get paid a damn cent, let me tell you. We didn't get paid nothing. I call my car company finance. Oh, Soldier Boy, we know all about it. You just keep driving that car, and when the government decides to wake up and back pays you, just get caught up. We're not going to charge you no late fees or anything. They'll work with you. But then again, like I said, if you're a young one with 4 or 5 kids and you're single and the wife has got 4 kids, and how are you going to pay money for food? Take them to chow hall? Oh, that's what you
Well,
said.
I'm looking at a Military Times article that says seek assistance from relief organizations or credit unions offering zero interest.
It's just what's so sad is this is our military, and this is the I mean, it's just honestly, I hate saying it, but this is how much your leaders appreciate you. This is it.
Yeah, no, and I asked my grandfather about this because he'd been through several while he was on active duty, and he's like, "Yeah, we had support networks."
You do,
like, I
but-
mean, we were able to get through this.
But you signed your life on the line, not for some POS in Washington to play with you like that. That's
POS
just
playing
not
a damn
right.
role.
That's just not
Yeah,
right.
but some POS is going to play with you. That's the
Well,
way of the world.
Well, then no wonder why recruiting's down. I mean,
Well, it actually it does 25%.
Right.
Yeah.
Trump's not in office,
Yeah.
but who would? I had friends of mine that would come up to me when Biden was in office. Oh, you think my son should go or my daughter should go in? Hell no.
Yep.
You want to add to those 13 in Afghanistan withdrawal? Hell no.
Nope.
No, you don't want. I mean, I understand you can risk of dying and stuff like that. Okay, like SEALs, and they all understand that when they go there. But you know what the job entails, not stupidity. And wasn't Biden told twice not to pull out?
Not in that way. Yeah.
Oh, that way. What were you talking about?
The sort of slow kicking it around, like not he essentially took away all the leverage and pressure Trump was using.
How much you want to bet if Trump would have been in office during that pullout? Okay, there would not have been one person dead.
Oh, I agree, and we probably would still have something, even if it wasn't just us completely, but something operating Bagram.
I think a lot of people are going to be surprised, but I think this peace signing that they did today ain't going to hold.
Well, we'll see. But hey, I appreciate the call, man. I got to
I'm
run.
betting on it. Where's Vegas? Where's
Okay.
Vegas at, baby?
Okay, you go ahead and lay that bet down.
What are the
Probably
odds
win.
on that?
Mm-hmm.
Probably win.
Bet 100 to win one.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
I'm a winner!
You got everybody from almost every other perspective
Throw
saying the same
caution to
thing.
the wind there.
Anyway, quick break. Be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Need extra cash? Take 90 days to start paying it back. ASE Credit Union is here to help on your schedule. Whether you're tackling unexpected expenses, consolidating debt, or planning a big purchase, for a limited time, get an unsecured signature loan with no payments for 90 days. Use the funds however you need. Holiday shopping, vacations, medical expenses, or just peace of mind.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
It's our new brokerage. I'm Hannah Grantham, and alongside my partner, Eddie Bader, together we created Hannah and Eddie Realty Group because we believe real estate should feel personal. When our names are on the sign, it's more than just the logo. It's a promise. Hard work, honesty, and results.
That's right, Hannah. We've helped first-time buyers find their dream homes, guided families through big moves, and worked with all the investors to build their future.
So no matter your journey, our focus is the same, putting you first. So give us a call at 334-368-6358 and let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader and Byron Shee here in the studio with me. And I now want to share, in particular with you two gentlemen, and all like 50 of you watching online, You can always go to Joey Clark Live on YouTube or
Yep.
Joey Clark on Facebook or at the Joey Clark on X, and you can watch the show.
And you can share it with your friends.
Right. And you don't even have to watch live. You can go back and watch the whole thing later and skip the commercials.
Sure can do that.
Yeah. You can do all that. But I want to share to the 50 people watching now, if that, and you two here in the studio, something I learned today while doing that little swipe on X.
Oh, okay.
And a random video came up.
Mhm.
And I double checked the grok is this made up grok? And then I looked into it even more after that. I'm like, no, I think this is real. But even if it isn't real, I'm still going to
Legit?
share it. This is a certain type of singing. And I think it's something to do with they're singing a Russian song, but it's like an Austrian men's choir.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'd never seen this type of singing. Gregorian chants, very old and sacred, and yodeling. That's
why
a
I think
whole
it's
other
throat
thing.
singers, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the throat singer
Yeah.
stuff is really crazy. Or beatboxing can go to a whole other level.
Yes.
And then I saw, who's the guy who was in Spaceballs in Police Academy?
Oh, yeah. Dude, he can do it like nobody's business. He can do guitar. He can do everything.
Winslow or Michael something? I don't
Michael
know.
something, yeah.
But, people, there's so many different things and stuff goes in and out of style.
Right.
And honestly, I think we might be over the era of the diva belting things.
Think so? Adele?
We'll that'll always have a place, but we've been in a very over the top dramatic era. And so I think something that's more down home that anybody could maybe do at a picnic or a barbecue or a hootenanny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A hootenanny.
Yeah, maybe we could start this new. Anyway, you got to watch it though.
Okay.
Listen and watch at the same time.
Oh, God. I swear I sent those to you.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Until you start watching it. Dude.
And the camera work is perfect.
Yes.
It's sad, y'all.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And who says we have no talent?
I hate saying it, but I think a few of those probably should be locked up just by looking at them.
No, that's the Austrian tongue choir from the Alps region of Tyrol sings Moscow Nights with their tongues in a 1982 performance. If not for the internet, we'd never know music videos like this existed. I gotta see that again.
All the groupies, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking they got so big they blew up, broke up.
I was like, I gotta keep seeing this. Oh wow, they must be popular with their wives.
I don't think so. None of those
2729.
guys look very married.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm. Not to women anyway.
Well, you might be surprised.
I would be.
My husband's in the tongue choir.
Right. I'm not saying he wouldn't be popular.
You want to found that the Titus tongue choir?
What are you doing this weekend?
It's just Eddie out on his dock with his male friends.
Right.
Just
Not really
waving
a
their tongues.
quartet.
Have facial hair.
Oh God! Hey, this part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings, and they're at Dylan Rings. They are a full-service jewelry shop, ready to help you out with any and all of your jewelry needs. And I am looking at the Dylan Rings Book of Faces page.
Yes.
Looking at it on Facebook, and they're showcasing opal. Opal is considered an October birthstone. Some people think it's unlucky for anyone born in another month to wear an opal.
Mm-hmm.
But that particular superstition comes from a novel written in the 1800s and not from any ancient belief or experience. In fact, throughout most of history, opal has been regarded as the luckiest and most magical of all gems because it can show all colors. It's like a rainbow.
Wow.
These custom-made opal earrings were made by Josh, and I'm looking at their Facebook right now, to match a client's antique pendant. So seriously, anything you throw at Josh, I think this guy can make it a reality.
Oh, no doubt.
He's
No
truly
doubt.
an artist, and just looking at these, wow, that's beautiful. Okay, I can see why people say it's lucky. Who would
Yeah.
ever say it's unlucky? That is stunning. Like all the different colors shimmering and different light as it moves. Folks, look at this on Facebook, and more importantly, get by Dylan Rings today. It's 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off Atlanta Highway. Get to know Josh. Get the process started. And a little later in the program, we'll tell you more about their full-service jewelry shop. Be right back after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew. In Washington, Israel and Hamas have agreed to a pause in their devastating two-year war and the release of the remaining hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. The breakthrough is greeted with joy and relief today, but also some caution about working out the thornier details. Israel's offensive was launched only after a deadly Hamas terrorist attack back in 2023, and there is still some concern that Hamas may plan on trying to carry out future attacks. The state of Illinois is urging a judge to order the National Guard to stand down in the Chicago area. The state calls the deployment a constitutional crisis and suggests that President Trump's administration gave no heed to the pending legal challenge. Lawmakers are venting their frustration as they try to gain traction to end the government shutdown. Groups of lawmakers have tried to brainstorm ways out of the standoff that's been going on now for 9 days. This is SRN News.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. I think you're going to love this forecast for the next few days with mostly sunny skies today, less humid, high temperature up to about 81, clear skies down to 59 for the overnight low temperature tonight. More sunshine, only in the 70s for a high tomorrow. I've got us in the mid-50s by dawn Saturday and lower 50s on Sunday morning. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend, great fall weather, great fair weather with high temperatures in the lower 80s. Should be a great weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has digital banking solutions to help you keep up. Check balances, pay bills, and much more. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. The Montgomery City Council has voted to approve $15 million to help keep Jackson Hospital open. The city's contribution is part of a larger $50 million rescue package. Montgomery County is expected to contribute $10 million, while the state would provide $25 million. All funding must be committed by the end of the month to ensure Jackson Hospital meets expenses. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office announced they are having to cancel this year's Halloween Spooktacular at Garrett Coliseum. The annual event has been going on for nearly 20 years. According to the Sheriff's Office, Spooktacular is being canceled due to the Coliseum booking another event that weekend. Montgomery Councilwoman Marsha Johnson is calling for a delay of the 2025 Montgomery Gun Show until further notice. The statement comes just 4 days after the mass shooting downtown. The Montgomery Gun Show is scheduled for November 1st and 2nd at the Alcazar Shrine Center on Eastern Boulevard. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
This is Alice of Independent Glass. We advertise with Blue Water Broadcasting, and we get great results. If you want results like we get, you need to go with Blue Water.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The best pizza buffet in town just got better. In October, Pizza Perfect is rolling back the price to 2010. This month only, the buffet is only $10. Included on the buffet is pizza, spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink. Get it for lunch Monday through Saturday and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. If you've never been to Pizza Perfect, now's a great time to go. $10 for the buffet. Pizza Perfect. Available for pickup and delivery. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Seeing live images up on the TV screen from Hostage Square in Tel Aviv.
Hostage Square.
Yeah, and
interesting.
Well, I think obviously they named it that after this happened, and a lot of people out in the streets and ready to see them return. Hamas has accepted it, and Hamas hostages expected to be released in days. But that is
that's the first bridge that's got to be crossed to me.
Yeah. Well, let's go to Duke. Hey,
All right.
Duke, how you doing?
What's happening, Duke?
How the hell are you?
Oh, yeah, all right.
Right.
All right. Got some crap to do.
So all these politicians that shut the government down, are they getting paid?
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
That's a gimme.
Come on now.
Yeah, that's the way they got it set up, man. People that get hurt are the ones that can't do nothing about it.
So the soldiers they claim they love so much, they got to figure ways to pay the power bill and the rent or mortgage on the house or whatever. So that's what we're looking at right now.
Yep, and the House passed a clean bill weeks and weeks ago, and the Senate should pass what the House passed. Just open it up.
So these wealthy individuals that shut down the government, and they don't have no money laying around, do they?
No, I agree with you that every time there's a government shutdown, I don't think any of them should get paid.
Nope. They should be the first ones not to get paid.
Yeah, but they got plenty of money. I mean,
Right. I guarantee there would be not another government shutdown. Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
I just turn the TV off when I see one side blaming the other side. I just
yeah,
sickening, boy.
Gets old, huh?
Yep.
But we so stupid to keep voting back in the power. So,
you ever watched any tongue choir music, Duke?
I heard those guys a while ago. They sound like the white churches out here.
They are very white. I can tell you that.
Yeah, these were Austrian.
These are the whitest
you
people.
can't-
like
you've
mountain
ever seen.
people whites. Yes.
You can't understand what they're saying.
Not
Some
really.
People say some people say I can't understand rap music. Hell, I can understand the words. Oh, for real, these churches on Sunday in Montgomery, they be up there. I don't know what the hell. I even visited a couple of white churches. I just got to feel the music. I got to understand what you're talking about, babe.
Oh, no, I agree with you. Well, and the trick with Catholics is when I was in the 90s, like growing up and going to mass every week, it really was like after post-Vatican II. And so it was a lot of like Protestant hymns that weren't even that Catholic. And then they started doing a lot of music that was very like lovey-dovey and everybody can't sing. And then I do remember going to a service at Resurrection Catholic Church, Black Church, Catholic Church. And man, that was, talk about celebrating the Lord. That was great. Really cool stuff. So I tend to agree with you. Gospel's got a lot in terms of music on everything else.
Then I met around, went to a holy church one time, boy. They speaking in tongue and all that stuff
Yeah.
right there. I thought they cussed me out for a minute. That's what the hell.
I want you to join in.
They could do both. Speak in tongues and cuss you out at the same time.
Yep.
Then the tent revival guy came visit the hometown one time, and we went up there as kids. That man said, "Put all your stuff in the pot." One of the people put all the stuff in the pot, and they put the hand on the forehead, and they pass out and carry on. I said, "Man, don't do these folks, man." But it's some crazy stuff in the church house now.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the politician. None of them should be getting paid.
Agreed.
That's all I got to say right now. I got to go. I got stuff to do, but I thought I'd slide that in right quick.
Appreciate it, man.
See you, Duke.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Now, I want to go to some of this roundtable they had yesterday about Antifa.
Yeah.
And so let's first start with the president himself. Okay, somebody like dropped something right above me. I felt that.
It's a hard hat area.
Yeah, I'm like, goodness gracious. The construction's back on. But this is Trump's initial opening of this big conference. By big, I mean like, what, 20 people? Big seminar, everybody kind of sitting around and trading stories about Antifa, what we're going to do about it. So let's kick it off with the president.
Dwindling terror threat in our country, radicals associated with the domestic terror group Antifa that you've heard a lot about lately, and I've heard a lot about them for 10 years. And other far-left extremists have been carrying out a campaign of violence against ICE agents and other officials charged with enforcing federal law. In Chicago, anarchists have surveilled at least 4 local ICE facilities and posted diagrams of the buildings online, meaning nothing but bad, accompanied by photos of specific ICE agents that they're targeting, one in particular who's a top person and a great patriot. In July, approximately a dozen Antifa-aligned militants stormed the ICE facility in Texas and then lured officers out of the building before firing dozens of rounds at police. They were crazy, frankly, shooting one Texas officer in the neck. And in Portland, Oregon, Antifa thugs have repeatedly attacked our officers and laid siege to federal property in an attempt to violently stop the execution of federal law. Everything we're doing is very lawful. What they're doing is not lawful. And what the governor and the mayor of, as an example, you could say of Portland, and you can say certainly of Chicago, it's not lawful what they're doing. They have to be very careful. In addition, 2 weeks ago, a radical left terrorist in Dallas conducted a sniper attack on a local ICE facility, killing 2 people and leaving behind a note that read, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents some real terror." That's bad. This attack came the very same month that Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a far-left extremist who inscribed the words, "Hey, fascist, catch," meaning catch the bullet, onto the bullet shelf itself. The epidemic of left-wing violence and Antifa-inspired terror has been escalating for nearly a decade. At universities, Antifa has organized riotous mobs to attack campus speakers. I see it all the time. And these are agitators, anarchists, and they're paid. And you'll find that out. You'll be finding it out very soon. You should see what we have on these people. These are bad people. These are people that want to destroy our country. We're not going to let it happen.
But that's the key word there. And they're paid.
You get a W-2 for that? The 1099 gig.
Yeah, say you're running a big nonprofit or foundation, and you do have to. Eventually, the money trickles down to somewhere.
Yeah,
and there should be
a receipt,
as long as it's legal, a paper trail, right?
Yeah. I
think you kind of required by law to have a little bit of a documentation of what you're up to with that money.
A couple of years ago, you could buy a pallet of bricks.
Do we
and rent
really
a truck
have to follow those pesky laws, though? I mean,
I don't know. And if you're the Ford Foundation or the Tides Foundation or
almost any foundation.
Let's go through the list.
Right.
Where we go?
Well, you were showing me a list of like a lot of folks funding the No Kings protest day, and it's like some of it's the usual suspects, and then others you're like, ugh.
Move On, American Civil Liberties Union, American Federation of Teachers, Communication Workers of America, demonstrators on Flag Day, A Jewish Voice for Peace, Explorer 3500 RG. Bunch of folks.
Bunch of folks. But I do wonder, like, when he says they're getting paid, I think that means enforcement is not necessarily men with guns, but it is going to be dadgum.
I hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
Yeah.
Do you see the video of the Antifa clubhouse or whatever, the headquarters it's just it's an idea. It's not anything really tangible or anything
It's
like
just an
that.
idea. This is what Biden said on the debate stage in 2020. It's just an idea. It's not a real thing.
Those people, if they ever actually met some force, Eddie, I'm talking about like 19, 22-year-old, green hair,
hysterical.
gothic looking chick. She's ready for the battle.
Somebody sent me one this weekend, and God bless the soldier, but he sat there and he took it from some fat pig for 5 minutes before he finally sprayed her with the pepper spray.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. Oh, no. And that's actually something they say in this. Some of the reporters that are on the ground encountering these folks are saying, yeah, a lot of these, some are really, really bad and are hardened and very much ill will. But a lot of them, as soon as they get punched in the nose, they want to go home.
Paper tigers. That's what.
Yeah. But here is, I think, my favorite from this. What's this woman's name? Brandy Cruz.
Brandy.
She is like a true TV reporter.
Oh,
up in Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mainstream.
Yeah. Tonight on Channel 10.
Yeah.
We're downtown. And so and you can tell when she starts speaking here, like, yeah, she's got the chops. So just listen to this. This is probably my favorite moment from this.
To the federal government to bear. I talked to Katie Davisport in Portland the other day. She'd been assaulted all summer. And she said the same thing. They didn't seem quick to violence as soon as you made that designation. So they're thinking in their heads, they're worried. There's been 24 or so arrested in Portland. They don't want to go to federal prison. There's this video of them, one of them who was in the face of an ICE agent, and then he's in custody shaking. Once you take the mask off, they're nothing.
Well, yeah, that's right.
I was told by probably a dozen people not to tell you this. I'm going to tell it to you anyway, because it's relevant to what we're talking about. I'm living proof that you can recover from TDS. I had strong Trump derangement syndrome for probably 8 years. This is one of the reasons I recovered from it. And by the way, it's much better to not have TDS. I'm happier, I'm healthier, more successful. I even think I got a little more attractive after I got rid of my Trump derangement syndrome. Yes.
Trump said very attractive.
I'm a reporter in Seattle, and frankly, I could not care any less what any of you have to say about this meeting. Could not care any less. We're not here for you. I'm not here to convince any of you.
By the way, she turned to the press corps
sure did.
when, if you're just listening, she keeps going.
That Antifa is a real thing. Because if you have not come to that conclusion by now, you are never going to come to that conclusion because you don't want to see it. And you're going to go and you're going to say it's a bunch of right-wing conservative influencers who are here spinning a tale. I was one of you. I was a mainstream reporter in Seattle for 10 years. I was a TV reporter on the streets, doing my job, and I was still assaulted by Antifa. So it's not about being conservative. It's about people who go there and show what they're doing. And when I saw, after all those years, that the media wouldn't be honest about what was happening, that Democratic politicians wouldn't be honest about what was happening, I thought, well, gosh, if they're not being honest about that, maybe they're not being honest about President Trump either. And it opened my mind to just looking at things for what they were. And now I find you quite funny, actually. Now it's like I said, I'm much happier about it. But, for me, again, I could not care any less the stories that they go to print. This is what I care about. We have 3.5 years. Nothing is guaranteed, although I think if Democrats keep it up, we'll probably have Republican presidents for the next 3 decades. But nothing is guaranteed, and so what I want to see over the next 3.5 years is a full court press to dismantle Antifa once and for all in a meaningful way. I know, Andy, we talked before this about some ideas. That's really what we want to, I don't care what the media says, I don't care what Democrats say. They will never wake up to this fact. So we want the federal government to take as many of these cases as possible, look at the interstate travel between Portland and Seattle when it comes to these people who are committing violent acts, and hopefully in 3.5 years, they will be a shell of their former selves.
Very close to that, and it's Antifa and many others, unfortunately. There are many others, bad ones.
272-9228.
Who's that sitting between the president and Cash?
Christina. Why?
Just my.
Oh, okay. I see. Don't tell Corey Lewandowski. Let's go to Skeeter. Hey, Skeeter, how you doing?
All right, man. I know y'all talking about Antifa now, but before that, y'all were talking about the Hamas thing.
Yeah.
Why does Israel have to give up 2,000 criminals, terrorists, and murderers to get back 20 alive people and 28 unalive dead people. And what was the deal before that? How was that a deal?
It's a deal because it's a deal. It's what people signed the page and agreed to. That's how
Well,
deals
I understand
tend to
that.
work.
But I mean, they're giving back 2,000 criminals, murderers, and terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
That just, I mean, I understand the deal. Everybody's happy, yay. I mean, I'm glad it's happened, but I just think, somebody's getting the shaft here, but whatever. That's just my thought, man.
Well, both sides have probably been getting the shaft for longer than they should have. So whatever they got to do to move towards the peace.
Yeah, to me, anybody who takes hostages and uses them as leverage is a terrible person.
Yep. Well, if you get down the steps of this plan, the whole idea is Hamas is going to be neutered by a great deal by a lot of the other Muslim nations are taking the lead to sort of rein them in. But I think the president was willing to push Israel to make such a hard deal. I hear your point, in order to get this process started, because this is much bigger than just stop killing each other. They have a long-term vision. And if they can see that through by getting these first practical steps, I think we have to be able to learn to forget about a lot of this, because right now, it's been 80 years of on again, off again, on again, off again, on again, off again. And this is really trying to go with a new approach to actually bring a lasting peace to that area. Will it happen? I don't know, man. No, none of us do.
Okay. And how long will it last, do you think?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't pretend to
Until
know.
they do another October 7th?
Yep. That's what I worry about.
All right. I just want to put my 2 cents in, man.
I
hate
appreciate
to be a negative Nelly about it, but
Oh, no, you're not
You've
alone.
been down this road before.
all right. Well, as far as Antifa go, round them up and let's play Escape from New York City or Escape from L.A. with them.
Escape from Portland, part 3.
There you go.
Appreciate you, Skater.
Thanks, Skater.
Let's go to Harris. Hey, Harris.
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. Can I change the subject just for a second?
Sure.
Not that I'm not interested in Antifa and the settlement, but and forgive me, y'all might have spoken about this yesterday, but did y'all talk about anything that went on at the city council meeting Tuesday night other than the entertainment zone downtown?
Not in detail,
but there was another big thing down there.
But coming up at 2:00, Dick Brubaker will be in studio to give his reaction to that council meeting in particular. But what jumped out to you from that meeting?
Well, a friend of mine had told me, sent me a copy of the agenda, and on the new business, and this is just absurd, there was going to be, I guess, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute contracts without council approval. And guess who sponsored that?
Who?
B.C. Calhoun.
Well, that makes sense.
I mean, giving the mayor free reign and go unchecked on things, that's crazy.
Yeah, and right now he can under a certain threshold, and I know it was Szymanski who introduced, like, you got to at least report when you start doing stuff like that. So this was to give him there's no limit on like the money of the contract, like the size of it.
That's what the new business. That's what it says on the new business on the agenda. I mean, I read it to you verbatim.
Yeah,
crazy.
That is.
All right, fellas. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Harris. Yeah, and stay tuned. We're definitely going to get into the council meeting and a lot of the reaction with Brubaker.
I mean, how much does the council really have any reign in this? I mean, I was under the impression that some of the actions that I think it was maybe 2 meetings ago, like it was just kind of pushed through without an official vote.
Oh, you mean the budget thing they did?
It wasn't specific to the budget. I'll pull it up off
because
air.
I know the council was interested in, like, if we're going to have excess funds, a windfall from, like, you didn't hire enough police officers, that money budgeted. We want some of that money.
I'll track it down.
Okay, let's go to David. Hey, David, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Pretty good, Dave.
You know, listening to that individual speaking at the Trump gathering, have you ever noticed that how ugly Antifa people are?
I saw some of the mug shots.
They ain't the prettiest folks around, I can tell you that.
In that crew, I mean, there is butt ugly as hate itself.
Yep.
I mean, they are not an attractive group.
They don't seem to go out of their way to make themselves look any better either.
Well, the good-looking ones, they get elected to Congress.
Oh, is that what happens?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like what's the name? The blue-haired one from
Yeah.
Washington.
Oh, yeah. That. Yeah.
Talk about ugly going to the bone. Ugh. That's so. Anyway, but have a good one.
Hey,
Appreciate
thank you, Dave.
2729228. This part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group, and they're at the Goodson Group Bo and his team, ready to help you whether you're looking to buy or sell a place, some property, a home here in the River Region real estate market. Bo's been helping folks, buyers and sellers in Montgomery for right around, if not over 50 years. And the Goodson Group, they not only can help you with buying and selling your property, but they have management services available should you want to rent out your home. And the crown jewel there at the Goodson Group is the Bo Goodson Real Estate School, one of the most highly acclaimed and accredited real estate programs in the state of Alabama. A lot of Bo's 50 years of experience comes to bear there. He's been through it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Great way to study up to maybe you want to learn to manage property, or maybe you want to become a licensed agent. Maybe just want to be a more knowledgeable private player in general when it comes to real estate. Check out the Bo Goodson Real Estate School. You can always learn more online at thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group, great sponsor of the program. You're about to say something, I think?
Yeah, well, I just went back through the city council. We didn't talk about the Jackson Hospital. They're kind of giving.
Yeah, they're going to save them, give them some relief too.
For how long, though, man?
I mean, what do you do? And I would
open the books for one. Be honest with the people. And then maybe we can work it out. But this right here, because didn't Katie give him $5 million not too long ago too?
From the feds, yeah.
Yeah. So until you open the books and we know what we're looking at, because there's a problem there, obviously. They said they got $2 million in the bank and that ain't enough to cover for the next 30 days. They're getting $20 million from the city and county and whatever. Okay, that's fine. But what's the plan?
Well, and also, are there other, say, hospital systems in not only the city but the state that don't have these issues?
That's what.
So maybe they should be brought in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the sunken cost fallacy played out perfectly.
It's just
man. Good money.
You
after
keep
bad
right.
money.
You keep throwing good money at. I hate it, but it's a bad idea right now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I agree. We cannot shut it down. We absolutely cannot shut it
vital.
down.
Why not?
Because we don't have the infrastructure. We don't have enough ambulances to haul people up to Birmingham on a constant.
Well, can we not have like a quick sell to some people that are actually capable?
Well, that's part of opening the books up. Let's see what the problem is. Where's the failure at?
We can't be hostage or held hostage to this. Oh, there's nothing that we can
I
do.
agree, but this is twice this year that we've been held hostage to this. And I got a feeling it ain't over.
Well, last time they said no, and they found somebody to save them, and then they're
But the
already
first time,
back.
Katie gave them $5 million. Then
Yeah.
they came back. They needed more. Said no. They're back again. And again, we don't want them to close, but be honest. What's the issue? What's the problem?
Yeah. Here, let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, Joey, it's Jake Wallen.
Hey, Jake
Hi,
Quellen.
How are you?
Hi, guys. I have a question, and don't shoot the messenger. I just got in the car. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have already talked about this.
Okay.
You're really good at interviewing people, and in the past, you've had a lot of interviews about some pretty controversial issues in Montgomery. Have we reached out to the chief of police to have him on or interview him to find out how many officers we really have patrolling the streets?
I was before my short vacation up to Nashville earlier this summer. The last day I was on air that week, I was supposed to interview Chief Gray Boys, and he did not show up.
We
And
had
I have
no
not
show.
heard anything about it since.
Well, because, and I know I try not to talk about like on Greg's show or your show, each other's shows, but yesterday when I called Greg, I had mentioned to him that I heard a rumor, and it's just a rumor at this point, okay? I want to be very clear, that we were under 150 officers.
I
don't think it's that low.
I don't think it's that low, but you're not too far off.
So I just figured, why not go straight to the source? And if the chief is too busy, I don't know, doing whatever it is the chief does all day, maybe get somebody else in from the police department that could speak and give people some peace of mind as to what the figures really are.
But I'll tell you, Jacqueline, that my guess, and maybe I'm wrong about this, and I'd love to interview him, he'll not tell me.
They keep coming up with reasons not to be
right. And I
giving a
pushed the
number,
mayor on, and he gave a low 200s number the last time he was
which
on.
it was under 200 then.
And no, and
Like,
somebody
I know
at the
for a
recent
fact
city
that it's way
council
under
went up to the mic and said it's 180 something. And the mayor from his position goes, not true. And then somebody yelled, "Shut up, mayor!" from the back. And it was like,
So,
okay,
so give us the truth and be able to put a receipt on it. It ain't that hard. Cut payroll. This is how many checks we cut this week to law enforcement.
Why should we
Well,
have
and
to
that's my
jump through
thing, like-
hoops to get these answers from our
I know.
politicians?
Agreed.
That
We
gum.
should be entitled to that information. As a small business owner in
Yep.
Montgomery, I would like to know, what is my security like?
Yep.
I have a business downtown.
Downtown,
After
that's right.
last weekend's nonsense, I want to know how many patrol officers are on the streets. I don't want to know about logistical officers or people working the back desk or how many people are working in the office.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how many officers we have protecting the citizens of the city of Montgomery. So I don't know.
I've had
how
people
we
text
get
me
that information.
189, 183.
Yeah, I
I've
get
had
the
other
180s.
folks say,
Everything
no,
I've
it's
gotten
low,
180s.
and
Yeah.
so, but that's the problem. They won't be just straight up about it, and thus people are going to be guessing.
But they're so defensive about it. And I'm not blaming necessarily the mayor, but how many years ago we were at 500? The population hadn't dwindled that much that we should have less than half.
Well, I remember Dan Moore's giving Todd Strange hell.
He gave him hell
about like we're only 400.
We need 550.
Right.
550 was always the magic number.
Well, because they're budgeted for a certain amount of money. So, like, again, like you were just saying while I was on hold, like, where is the money going that is allocated for these officers' salaries? Because they're salaried employees.
Yep.
Where is all of that, already earmarked money?
It
that you've
has
already
been
budgeted
going
for?
to.
Where is it?
It has been going to essentially a projects fund at the control of the mayor. And this
That right
is
there just makes
Is
me
that
go,
the
hold on a
fairest
minute.
Yeah, hold
I'm
on.
not hiring cop, but I'm using the money to do some stuff that I want to do.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
No, neither did I.
Well, we covered it, and
No, I wasn't listening that day.
Well,
the city
thanks,
council's
guys. Like
response
I
is we
said,
want some of that extra.
I just got in the car.
It's our
and I
money.
was curious. So I was like, don't shoot the messenger. We just talked about it. I just wanted to know.
No.
Oh no, we've been more talking about. Have you ever heard of a tongue choir?
I'm sorry?
A tongue? It's in
No, but I'm
Austria.
interested.
It's a tongue choir, and they sing, I could just pull it up again.
You could pull it up, but it's very important that Jake Quillen see this video.
Yeah, you should.
Stop talking dirty to me, Joey.
I'm not
Like,
talking
Wait
dirty.
until you watch the video.
Wait till
I
you
am
watch
not.
the video, yeah.
Yeah, like it's not dirty at all. Like, and if you're in a position to go check out the live stream, but I'll just play you what it sounds like, so you can kind of get the gist of it. Isn't it soothing?
I'm going to have to, like, pull up some videos when I get
Yes.
stationary.
Yes, and then you're probably gonna. yell
Let's
at
just
Joe
say
about it.
they are working out those tongues.
They're working it.
Hey, it pays the bills.
There you go.
All right, guys. You have a good rest of the show. I love y'all. Bye.
Love you too, Jake Quillen.
I bet you none of those men are divorced. 272-9228.
Just not married.
Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
What's going on, fellas? This is L. Milner.
What's up,
Hey,
man?
El.
Hey,
Good
how you
different,
doing, man?
Man, I'm awesome. I know I'm a little bit ahead of the curve because I know y'all gonna get to it in the next hour, but I wanted to quickly say before I not able to call in later. The city council meeting.
Mhm.
So I was down there, and as usual, right on tune, right on the beat. Mayor Reed did what he always does, right? When Mr. Tom Moore spoke about the crime in Montgomery, did some different solutions. Hey, he's willing to give his expertise, a little strategy maybe to help out, since he does have leadership skills and has been in leadership at Air University. Mayor Reed wouldn't hear him out, of course, right? What did he do? That's not true. Come with facts.
Yeah.
That's your opinion. Like, he just kept doing that, right? You're supposed to get 3 minutes. I thought you were supposed to get 3 minutes of uninterrupted time, just to speak your mind about what God knows, whatever you want to say.
Right.
If it's a lie, it's a lie. But you have 3 minutes to say whatever you want to say. But he got to talking, and Mayor Reed was interrupting him, and it's some guy, man, some crazy lunatic yelled out, "Be quiet, Mayor." I don't know who that was. And he got quiet for a little bit, and then he kept going. So the guy for 3 minutes straight pretty much was getting interrupted because Mayor Reed doesn't want the truth to be told. He wants to control the narrative, right? Which is that we're a safe city. Numbers are down. Crime is down. You know, it's just interesting that every time he speaks, crime is down. Like, dude, you just talked 15 minutes ago and said it was down. Is down again from 15 minutes ago? What are we doing?
And I did catch that clip. And what was the general vibe of the entire meeting? Because what I'm going to talk with Dick Brubaker about is just his sense after seeing what went down. His sense, I believe, is that he's blaming everybody else on himself, pointing the finger everywhere else.
That's basically it. The crowd, I would say, it was a bigger crowd than I expected to see. But there were like people I expected people to be standing up in there, but not really. But the vibe was kind of split. I think you had half the crowd was pro Reed. You know, whatever he says, they're gonna roll with it. They did have some guys there from Save Our Streets, SOS. I'm pretty sure that's a city-run program. So they were there. That's kind of odd. They were there, but they left at the very end before the end, the last 15 minutes or so. But and then the other half was regular people who just were concerned about the ineptitude and what's not being done to better the city. And then city council, man. Oh my God, city council is just, there are 3 people on that city council who, no matter what happens, they're going to roll with Reed. That's Marche, that's CC, that's Aronde. They're going to roll with Reed. They're going to find every way to give him an out and say, "Oh, well, we're working on." They're always working on something.
Yeah.
Y'all even know? Anybody ever notice that?
Yes.
They're always working on it. It's always in the plan. They always have meetings about it, but they don't get done.
Nothing gets done.
Yeah. But anyway, man, I'm not gonna hold y'all up. But yeah, man.
Well,
the craziest person in the background, man. That guy, I don't know what he was thinking.
Sounded
By telling the
familiar.
mayor of all people to be quiet.
Yeah, I mean,
What's wrong with that guy?
that guy? I mean, he wouldn't.
Jeez.
Man, that guy. I really appreciate you calling in, and look forward. I'll text you. Got to get you back in studio.
For sure, man. Y'all have a great one.
You too.
Always appreciate him. And let's oh crap, I gotta hit a break. We've been flowing way too long. But first, this part of the program, in fact, the entire hour, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you whether you're looking to buy a home or refinance that current home.
Madeline is closing on one today, so I know she's got a first-time buyer. I've seen it on Facebook.
Nice.
So celebrate her because, again, she helps people. A lot of people don't know even where to begin. We give them the advice to call Madeline first, and when they do, they end up with a whole plan. And at the end, they usually end up with a home. So these are some of the smartest people out there. And like we talk about VA, that's the best deal out there.
Specialize
Joey.
in that.
The best deal. We got so many in the military around the Tri-County area. If you're thinking about buying a home and you are going to qualify for VA, you definitely want to call Madeline.
Call them up at 567-4223. At least get the conversation started.
Exactly.
You don't have to pull the trigger on anything in the first time, but you're going to want to after you go, man, these folks know what they're doing. Again, that's 567-4223. And of course, you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368. Equal housing lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Jenny King, the king of clean, delivers reliable, high-quality commercial cleaning services through a proven franchise model that empowers local business owners. Jenny King's franchise owners receive the training, support, and resources needed to succeed, while clients benefit from tailored cleaning solutions backed by a global brand. Jenny King ensures consistent results, trust, and success for everyone we serve. Go to JennyKingCleans.com and find out how we can help you. That's JennyKingCleans.com.
Jenny King, the king of clean.
Put the power of Action 8 News in the palm of your hand. Download the free Action 8 News app to stay on top of breaking news wherever you are. Search for WAKA News in your app store to download the Action 8 News app today. Keep your family safe by watching Action 8 News. Look for 8 on your side consumer alerts with product recalls involving cars, food, children's toys, and other items in your home. 8 on your side, keeping you safe only on Action 8 News.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking to a lion tamer.
What up, Wild Kingdom?
I see you're working with the big cats.
That's right, man. They're ferocious. Down, Garfield, are no tender victuals for you.
I'll bet you've made so much money that you've had to hire yourself a money man.
Yeah, man, and I've hired the best.
You mean the man who could quite possibly be the most beloved asset preservationist in the world.
That's right, man. David Ernest.
The money man with the money plan.
Yeah, Daddy-O, and you can call him toll-free at 833-596-7233.
And those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
Yeah, man. Mr. Jinx, stop that. That's disgusting.
Tell me, how did you get into this business?
Well, my Uncle Claude, who was also a lion tamer, taught me everything I know.
And what was your Uncle Claude's last name?
Badley.
Claude Badley.
Yeah, excuse me. I gotta go scoop out the litter box.
Make sure you get that joke while you're at it.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. I think you're going to love this forecast for the next few days with mostly sunny skies today, less humid, high temperature up to about 81, clear skies down to 59 for the overnight low temperature tonight, more sunshine, only in the 70s for a high tomorrow. I've got us in the mid-50s by dawn Saturday and lower 50s on Sunday morning. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend, great fall weather, great fair weather with high temperatures in the lower 80s. Should be a great weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Go right to the phones and talk to Jim. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
What's up, Jim?
Good afternoon. Hey, this deal on the police, and I know Prattville's not, can't compare to Montgomery, but it's the ratio. Until Montgomery gets their police force up to where the ratio between policemen and citizens, they're always going to have problems. I mean, Prattville has got, there's 5 or 6 policemen that live in my neighborhood.
Yep.
There's one that lives right across the street from me. If I shot a gun off in my yard, there would be a policeman in my front yard in a couple.
That there should be, but yes. You're in Prattville.
I mean, you could. I mean, just
Chisholm.
No, you're not in Chisholm. You're in Prattville.
Yeah, I call a guy came to my front door one evening. 12 o'clock midnight. He must have been over in the shopping area over there at a bar or something, drunk, and he was drunk. I called the police, and before he could get about half a block down the street, they picked him up.
That's
There you
service.
go.
And so it's the ratio. They've got to get where you got enough policemen to cover this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's funny too. I was talking to a group of policemen one day. There was 5 of them. 4 of them were from Montgomery. We left the police department in Montgomery to come to work in Prattville. So, you know, I don't know if it's people. I'm sure they have a problem with people even wanting to take the job.
Yeah. Yes.
But until they get that police force up, you're just, you know.
Oh, and all these
had attitude.
and all these laws they're talking about, like say you have a citywide curfew on youth. I think that's a good idea. But again, it's like all these without enforcement, all these laws they're like a letter to Santa.
Becomes
like
a
what
joke.
are you doing?
Becomes a joke, and people lose respect for law enforcement because they know they can't do anything.
So, you're right, Jim.
It didn't use, you know, back in the old days, people probably didn't like it, but when I first moved to Montgomery back in the 80s, you know, they had plenty of policemen.
Yeah, they did.
And they had a mayor who was packing.
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
You know, I feel like Emory, but I tell you what, they had a police department. They didn't have near the problems they got today. But until you get that police department built up, and of course you're going to have to get a mayor in there that
it's got to
really
support 'em.
cares about it, because that mayor you've got right now, he's got other things planned for himself, and you know, Montgomery's not the most important thing to him right now. So.
Well, I wish he'd stop doing the whole tongue choir to the National Democratic Party. Anyway, I appreciate it, Jim.
Hey, all right, y'all have a good one.
Hey, to that point, so when he was traveling around and selling Montgomery and all the good things,
yeah.
You know, when he was licking Kamala's boots,
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, do we have any sort of way to verify how much actual selling in Montgomery?
Hey, Meta, we got Meta.
Yeah, and
Again,
he would claim, I know what he'll claim. He's like,
Right.
even if I'm not explicitly on like that 5-10 minute hit on the Today Show, talking about Montgomery, I am the mayor of Montgomery. It says Montgomery there, and while I'm up there in like New York or out there in Los Angeles or whatever, I'm networking and I'm recruiting folks to come to this.
I'm not asking about the fundraisers that he was holding for
Yeah,
himself. I want to know like how many actual meetings he had with corporate businesses trying to lure them to Montgomery.
Yeah.
That should be public.
I agree.
Yeah, it should be. It should be almost like a report card. How good of a salesman are you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would want to hang my hat on something.
Yeah.
Let's go to Sam. Hey, Sam, how you doing?
What up, Sammy?
You call me Dead Bills. Hey, I'm doing fine. Listen, when I heard and I saw the guys, the tongue choir earlier, the sound, it tripped the memory, and I got to thinking about it, and I looked it up, and I've got the answer on that.
Okay.
What they're doing, they're imitating the sound a Leslie speaker system makes, a Leslie horn. It's a rotating horn. You find them in these old organs and whatnot, and it creates an echo effect. It opens up the room. It seems like it's a lot. The music is a lot larger than what it is.
Okay.
And I swear that's when I hear that's. I think that's what's doing. They're interrupting the sound coming out of their mouth and making.
It's kind of like when you have a big like standing fan and you go.
But I am your father.
Right.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I got to. Anyway, I've seen those before, and that's what it reminded me of.
Do you feel in charge?
Yeah. But like I said, the whole thing with Israel, man, that's a pretty piece of paper to see.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bravado, but Israel, I just don't think they're going anywhere. But maybe they'll stop blowing the place all to pieces. Other than that, man, I'm looking forward to seeing Brubaker, hearing Mr. Brubaker. So
awesome.
Yeah, y'all need to straighten up in there.
Yes,
Fix
sir.
Those candy bags and stuff.
Nah, that's
For
not
breeze.
happening.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway.
Thank y'all, guys.
See you, homie.
272-9228. Did you see that meme I found where it's like now my exit, like, hey, this is my goodbye now, and stay fresh cheese bags?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
I like that one a lot.
I thought you were going to use that more. Fresh cheese bags.
I haven't had the need to.
Here's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
We get these political folks coming in.
Yeah.
It's a great way for you to make the exit for them. Hey, stay fresh cheese bags and you go to a break.
I'm not saying that to Tuberville. I'm not saying that to Caroline Dobson. I'm
Katie.
I'm not saying that to Katie.
Come on.
Stay fresh, cheese bag.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying that at all.
We lock in on that and we go to a break.
I mean, if they're in on the joke, maybe I'll say.
Well, hey, you kind of ruined it.
No, I want to ask every single politician running for office or reporting back like a senator. So have you heard about the tongue choir?
I wouldn't do that.
What do you think Coach Tuberville think of the tongue choir?
I think he would think same thing I do. Them boys need to be checked out.
Yeah, but he already thinks that.
Professionals.
He already thinks that.
That'd probably be the last time.
Oh, you were talking about the choir or us?
Yeah, no, I know what he thinks about us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. Anyway, got to hit this break. First, though, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and their Pest Pro, Ashley, and that great team are ready to help you prepare for the coming fall and winter months. Those little critters, as the seasons change, is that what they're trying to get inside?
Yep.
Whether a wood scorpion or
We're supposed to drop into the 50s this weekend. So that means not only the wood scorpions, but the little furry boogers, the little mice and newts and things like that are going to be trying to find a place to stay.
even a chipmunk.
Yes, they will. And you get squirrels in the attic. You get all that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
And then, of course, you're going to get spiders, too.
Oh, yeah.
And that's no fun. Seriously. Like, you don't think it should be that big of a deal. But no, you're getting webbed every time you
As
go
soon as
outside.
you walk out the front door,
Yeah.
you're heading to the car and you get webbed.
Right.
Who
And you're
wants
like,
that?
well, I killed that spider. You
No.
didn't solve the problem.
No.
It's more than just one. And so go call it Pest Pro Services. They're the true pros that can actually handle this. You can check them out at ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces to learn more, or just go ahead, call them direct, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Clogged drain? Overflowing septic? Don't panic. Call the experts who've been solving plumbing problems in the river region for more than 50 years. The Tierce family's local Roto-Rooter team specializes in fast drain cleaning, septic repair, and installation. One call and your troubles are on their way down the drain. That's 272-7130 or visit rotorooteralabama.com. Roto-Rooter, always here when you need us.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. For over 21 years, Blue Water Broadcasting has been a proud part of the river region. We're not just a company, we're your neighbors. Our owners, air staff, account executives, and support team all live right here. We believe in this community, and we stand by our slogan, Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Fox Tuesday. It's a night of unforgettable drama. First, a new mystery unravels on murder in a small town.
Let's find him.
Suspects on foot. Send all units. Then, a new episode of TV's most addictive medical drama, Doc.
You're reviewing my cases? I will know everything that goes on in my hospital. I'm not going anywhere.
Tuesday on Fox 20.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to James Gowdy with Sons Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram here in Montgomery, right on the boulevard. James, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Joey. What's going on with you?
Oh, just another day in radio land. Y'all still got those great sales going on there?
Man, we do. I'm just going to go into it on the Ram 1500s right now. So with our driving the fall sales event going on, we've got 0% still going on for 72 months. And then check this out, man. Our 26 Rams, we've got a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So if you're in the market for a truck, there is no other full-size pickup truck that has a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on it. So that's huge. Then we've also got 0% going on for 60 months on Grand Cherokee, or you can get $16,000 off. And then we have no payment until 2026.
So come on out, check us out off the Eastern Boulevard. We'll be here until 7 o'clock each night this week, or you can shop us online at sunsbdjr.com.
Well, I appreciate it as always, man. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks.
Thank you. Again, folks, that's James Gowdy with Sons Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Montgomery. Always got good things going on there. Eddie had to scoot, but very soon we will have another third joining us for the final hour of the program. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is T. Spear,
Hey, T.
and
Spear.
I'm reading the breaking news. Hamas declares the war in Gaza over. Terrorist chief confirms ceasefire. Trump's historic peace deal.
Yes, ma'am.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. and I'm like you. I will see it. I will truly believe it when I see it. When I see those hostages come and are handed over, all of them. Not just some of them, but all of them.
Yeah, I think on
When I
this
see
we all
that-
need to be doubting Thomases.
Well, we've seen it too often.
Yeah.
We have seen it too often, but we can all pray.
Amen.
Y'all keep up the good work.
Amen.
Keep up
Thank
the good work. You're standing good.
Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Jeff. How you guys doing today?
You all right, Jeff?
Good, good. Hey, so I keep hearing, about Israel and Gaza over and over again, but I'm not hearing about what's going on with Russia and the NATO countries and everything. So are they just not talking about it because they don't think it's a big deal, or what?
I think they're not talking about it. It is a very big deal. Thousands dying every week. They're not talking about it because there's no solution. And at this point, there's no peaceful solution. Putin and the Russians don't want to play ball. And so I think what's going to happen is you're going to see it's already been more authorization to for NATO to purchase weapons, more authorization to strike into Russia, deep into the heartland. I think this is going to get uglier before it ends.
Well, I saw an article, I think it was yesterday, that if the United States supplies Ukraine with the Tomahawk missiles, that Russia would bomb Poland.
Yeah, and I'm numb to it because this has been going on, and you see the constant threats. My worry since day one is the more Russia loses, the worse this scenario could be, like what you just described. You already saw the incursion of Russian drones into Polish airspace, and yeah, I think it's put on the back burner because there's no clear solution at the moment. It's why it's not in the news.
Right. I got you. All right. Well, I'll let you go. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks,
Have
Jeff.
a good day.
You too. Let's hit the stop hour break. We should have Dick Brubaker here in just a moment.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Israel and Hamas have agreed to a pause in their devastating two-year war and the release of the remaining hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. There's more talk by many Trump supporters about the idea that he should be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize as a result for his crafting of that agreement. The Senate has failed to advance legislation to end the government shutdown for the seventh time. House Speaker Mike Johnson says tensions are high on Capitol Hill. As a result, Senate Minority Leader Democrat Chuck Schumer stands by his demand for some $1.5 trillion in new spending to provide free health care for those in the country illegally. Tropical Storm Raymond is formed in the eastern Pacific. It's a third system now off the western coast of Mexico. Things have been slow all day on Wall Street, giving up some of those recent gains. The Dow is down right now about 280 points. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226-5454.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. I think you're going to love this forecast for the next few days with mostly sunny skies today, less humid, high temperature up to about 81, clear skies down to 59 for the overnight low temperature tonight, more sunshine, only in the 70s for a high tomorrow. I've got us in the mid-50s by dawn Saturday and lower 50s on Sunday morning. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend, great fall weather, great fair weather with high temperatures in the lower 80s. Should be a great weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at youraseccu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
1819 News.
U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville is taking on an issue that has been quietly kept out of a lot of political discussions, and that is extreme Islamic ideology in the form of Sharia law. Tuberville delivered an impassioned speech from the Senate floor.
In Muslim countries that follow Sharia law, it is considered normal for women to be raped, trafficked, and forced to marry as young as age of 6. Pedophilia is rampant, and women are lucky if they are allowed to drive. The men in these countries are allowed to abuse women, have sex with children, or have multiple wives, no problem. Everyone, but especially feminist groups, should be outraged about this horrible abuse of women. You also won't hear from Democrats about how radical Islamic terrorists are currently carrying out a mass genocide of Christians in Nigeria. If you want to come here legally, practice a peaceful version of Islam, and blend into our society by adopting the treasured American values of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, you are welcome to do so. But if you believe that Sharia law supersedes American law, you should be deported immediately.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Covenant Rescue Group seeks to directly support organizations and agencies that are fighting the global battle against human trafficking. They do this through funding, procuring, and advocating. You can go to covenantrescue.org for further details. They need your donations, guys. Hop on and donate.
Morgan County authorities have arrested a Somerville man wanted for attempted murder. 29-year-old Colton Bone was located by authorities Wednesday night. His bond has been set at $150,000. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
I'm Jim Smith with Adams Drugs, and what our customers say about our business is the most important advertising tool. I'm here with Ronnie Taunton, who is a longtime customer of Adams Drugs, moved away for 3 years, and came back to town recently. Ronnie, how easy was it to move your business back to Adams Drugs?
Jim, it was very easy. All we did was make a phone call to the store in Prattville. That's where we live now, and they took it from there, and I didn't do anything else.
What has your overall experience been like here at Adams Drugs?
Well, we are glad to be back with Adams. We've had quite an experience in some towns we lived in, and they have great service. You can tell that the employees are glad to be there to serve you, and I couldn't ask for any more. Whatever formula the Vinson family has, they need to keep it in a safe place because it's certainly working.
Come into any of our 12 Adams Drugs locations. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net to find the location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back, folks. And joining us in the studio now, we have Dick Brubaker, former state senator. And just, I mean, if you don't know who Dick Brubaker is in Montgomery, where you been? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I tell you, I just had another new grandbaby.
Oh, yeah.
Went up to Columbia, South Carolina to see that pretty little girl. And man, I'm telling you, it doesn't get much better.
Yeah, there is something about, I get to play uncle. And my little niece is like, the way I describe it, she makes my heart sing. Like, there's just so much purity and innocence. Just fun, too.
Oh, it is. Little kids are awesome.
And, you think about it, and often when I ask, like, candidates, I always give them I do this to yourself sort of thing.
Sure.
And often they will say it's all about the kids. It is about the children. And I think I'm trying to get back to, like, first thing motivations often when I look at the city.
Politicians don't mean it.
Yep. They just don't at all.
Right.
So when you look at Montgomery, I just want to give you the general question. How's Montgomery doing?
Oh, boy. Montgomery is Montgomery's been in trouble for a long time, but I think we have finally hit that tipping point where if something dramatic isn't done in the near future between the education problem and look, I don't care what the mayor or anybody else says. This figure that they're passing around that violent crime's down 20% in Montgomery. In politics, that's what we call a lie.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they're not even answering 911 calls. And if you don't answer the call, crime's not reported. So I think that they may be reporting 80% of the crime they used to. That doesn't mean the crime's not taking place. And the only silver lining about dramatic, terrible events, 14 people shot at a downtown event. It's awful.
Yeah.
But it does give you the moral leverage to do things that the day before would have been unpopular. But I think city leadership's made it pretty clear they're not going to do any of that. And I don't have, given the fact that even when Bessemer got to, for a while, it was the most violent city in the United States, and the state still refuses to step in any meaningful way because they don't want to upset the Democrat mayor. I mean, you got to care more about those families that are in businesses that are under siege in Bessemer than you do about upsetting the political establishment. And I'm afraid that's what we're looking at here. I listened to the mayor's speech to the city council. And frankly, look, I want him to succeed. I want him to be what he said he was going to be, a transformative mayor. But there's been no movement on the schools, which is the biggest. You talk about an economic boat anchor, that's ours. And nothing's been done, nothing that matters. And now he tells the city council that we're not going to be defined by the actions of a few people, and we don't plan to change our approach in any significant way. I mean, Judd Blunt, who owns 3 restaurants downtown, got up and said some really important things to the city council. And he just gave them, the problems with the entertainment district have been there a long time. The city's known about them. And frankly, the city council's known about them. Business people have been complaining about the fact that just people not moving along sidewalks, just loitering, getting drunk, interfering with commerce, committing petty crimes. And the city has steadfastly refused to act. And now it looks like we've had a preventable event, but it's mainly due to the fact that the city refuses to admit we have a problem with crime. I mean, we're down to what, 180 odd sworn officers now, right, and less than half of what we had when Todd Strange had around 400, right?
Right.
And if you go to any, I mean, I've been to a lot of entertainment districts, and so have you.
Oh, yeah.
You go to Savannah or Chattanooga or Mobile, what you see is a lot of police in the crowd, just wandering around, smiling at people, but they're all mixed in there. And there are a lot of them, yep, whether they're on horseback or on foot or on bicycles. In Montgomery, and I my guess is this is what they've been told to do. I don't think people go in to be city cops because they don't want to enforce the law. I think they've been told to stay in their cars. And if you look at what's going on in Montgomery is the police that we do have are just sitting in their cars. These two groups that were going back and forth with each other downtown apparently had been going at it for a while, but the police were all in their cars.
Yep.
They didn't intervene, and it ended horribly. And even at the Biscuit Stadium, the police aren't inside the stadium. They're sitting outside in their automobiles, in their police cruisers. And, you know, you've got fist fights breaking out in the stands. And I don't take my kids to night games.
Right.
I mean, it just got to the point where the refusal to enforce petty crime has just allowed the crime to escalate, especially in the downtown. Now, Cloverdale doesn't seem to be as bad, but that downtown entertainment district should have been shut down years ago, or the police should have been told to get out of their cars and patrol. But it is, I'm pretty sure the answer does not lie in bringing in the Urban League.
You're right.
And what we hear is the leadership of the city blaming everybody except the people who pulled the trigger. And it is almost unbelievable. You can listen to the speech he gave to the city council. He spent about 7 minutes talking about what happened downtown, the mass shooting. I mean, 2 people dead, 12 other people shot, as young as 16. And he spent 7 minutes essentially defending what the city's approach has been, saying affirmatively that we're just going to kind of keep on doing what we're doing and keep bringing in entertainment. And, you know, we're not going to, he certainly didn't lay out anything new he was going to do on crime.
Right.
And he has said repeatedly that, you know, there are too many black young men in jail. So we're just not going to arrest them, apparently. Seems to be the policy.
Right.
Especially not for petty crime. And business people, you can just pick one. I mean, one of the great things about selling my car dealership is I don't have to deal with petty theft all of the time. And a police department that not too long before we sold, we had 5 cars stolen on one night. A $400,000 loss.
Damn.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
They sent 2 detectives out to take the report for my insurance company. And I asked them, I said, you know, there are fingerprints everywhere, aren't you? I'm going, and she just told me, oh, those cars are long gone. We're not going to. Essentially, she just told me this, they weren't going to investigate it. So I called thank goodness for Sheriff Cunningham. I called the sheriff's office, and inside of 3 weeks, I had my cars back. All of them were local, all 5 of them. But MPD just made it clear that they didn't have any intention of spending any time trying to find those cars. And the last one, I mean, they found one of them. The sheriffs found one of them 2 blocks from City Hall.
Wow.
And the last one was in a field behind a house in North Montgomery, in Chisholm. Excuse me, not North Montgomery, in Chisholm. And I sent my guys over there. There's a police cruiser sitting there. The police officer refused to get out of his car. The guy said, look, I've got the keys. I want, you to come walk with me while I get the car back. No, I'm not doing it. And so, my employee, who like everybody else in Alabama carries a gun, went and got the car back and drove it back to the dealership. But I mean, it has gotten, if you have a property crime, it is just your problem. And, that's bad leadership. And we're to the point now where we can't afford it anymore. And it is very disappointing to expect some encouragement from the mayor that, we're on top of this, we're going to do something about it. And what you get is a 7-minute defense of previous policy. And then we move on to Jackson Hospital. And then in the same 20-minute speech, he says the city budget's the highest it's ever been, but we got to have an occupation tax, so we'll have even more money.
It's crazy.
And, at some point, it just becomes, there's a certain amount of irrationality. And look, I want him to succeed. I live here.
Yeah.
My son has a fabrication business here. I want him to be successful. I want the city to be successful. But acting like that the city council has just suddenly realized that there are problems with the entertainment district. I mean, you just wonder what kind of fantasy land we've been living in. I mean, have we got to have a bunch of people killed before they can bring themselves to realize this is a failed policy? And if police officers were walking up and down sidewalks instead of sitting in police cruisers, people like restaurant owners wouldn't have to be scrubbing blood off the front of their buildings.
Right.
Judd Blunt mentioned the fact that it's now to the point where people are canceling events because they don't want to go downtown. And that you spend a lot of money to build a very nice restaurant, and you got a bunch of homeless drunk people who are just camping out at your entrance
right there.
And you go to the police and they just refuse to act, and it's because they've been told not to act.
Right.
And that's got to stop.
Yeah, I'm making it a point, by the way, to next week to go to Ravello and just to go and support them. And, it's a great spot, too.
It is a great spot.
And you laid out so much there. When I look at this, I've come down on, I think it is an issue of leadership. We're on the third chief with this mayor. The city council has raised funds for higher pay for police officers to recruit them, as well as things like, we'll help you buy a home, like get you a stake in the community while you're defending that community. Okay. And yet people aren't biting. And my suspicion, this is maybe a generalizing of what happens, but I think there are a lot of folks who look at Montgomery and go, I might be a police officer there. It looks good pay, low cost of living, opportunity. Then they call up local police people.
Right. That's exactly right.
And law enforcement says he'll throw you under the bus first chance that you even get close to screwing up.
Well, and the result of that is what they call passive policing, that you don't get out there and patrol like at the entertainment districts, like we said before, Mobile, Savannah, Chattanooga, wherever you want to go where they've been successful. There is a police presence on foot or on horseback that's just moving around inside the crowds. So if something gets out of hand and two people, somebody throws a punch, the cops are right there. And they're not in their cars. They're right there. They can separate them before everybody's friends get involved and a fist fight becomes a brawl with 20 people involved.
Right.
And then the guns come out. Right. And, you can, now I will say this, like I say, I want the mayor to succeed. And I don't blame him, taking a shot at Kay Ivey or Steve Marshall. Right. Because when you've had a tragedy like that, what you don't need is state officials saying, "Oh, well, we knew it all along. You just refused to do what we want you to do. So, we're just going to pile on." And that's not very helpful. I mean, that's certainly not what you want to hear right after you've had 14 people shot inside a minute in your downtown area at a city-sponsored event.
Right.
And who in the world thought it was a great idea to hand out free beer on Friday? I mean,
council, I guess.
Well, and when I saw the chief say, well, we had enough manpower, I can bring out the handbook. I literally started screaming, the handbook? And folks can tell you on Monday off, they had to tell me I was being so much of a potty mouth off air because I'm so angry about this. Calm down a little sense, but it's like, you're lying. You know, you're lying. The chief knows if he had 100 more men, he could do so much more than he's currently doing. And,
well, if you're going to sponsor an event, you should have more than two. Judging by the video, there are 2 police cars you can see. All of the policemen are inside those cars. And I don't know if people are telling the truth, but they're saying that these 2 groups that ended up shooting at each other had been at it, for a few hours before the gunfire broke out, and had the police, hopefully, possibly, had the police not been in their cars and there had been more than, I don't know if there were 2 police in each car or 2 police officers in each car or just 1, but we've got to get serious about enforcing all of the laws.
Here.
And does that mean everybody has to go to jail? No, of course it doesn't. But it does mean if you want businesses to feel good about locating in downtown Montgomery. I mean, Jubilee City Fest went away because it stopped being a family event and turned into something else. And people stayed away in droves and it quit making money, so they quit doing it.
Yeah.
And now for, the city itself, you would think that the police would at least adequately patrol, not just park, but adequately patrol a city event. And since it was centered around a college football game, we have a lot of young people there. That would seem like that would make it more obvious that you need an active police presence, not a passive one, not just the sight of a patrol car.
Oh, as soon as I saw the videos right before the shooting, the amount of people down there, I'm like, you obviously didn't have enough men. To your point, you need plainclothes, you need uniformed officers, you need folks corralling folks and kind of move along. Or if you do spot somebody jawing off at somebody else, you can separate them before it escalates. And it's that lack of being proactive. And I still think, even if it's like a normal Friday night, you still probably don't have enough manpower. Now, most of the time we want to believe, it's just a normal Friday night. You have a few guys on the corner.
Right.
As you go to the alley bar or whatever, or you go into the alley. But one thing I've also noticed, I talked to some folks who were downtown when it happened, or right before, who said at about, they started to notice, and this is the line multiple people have said to me, it's a lot of youth around here.
Right.
Let's go home.
Yeah, sure.
And I think everybody kind of has that instinct, especially anybody who's, got a little experience, starts to look around and go, the vibe is shifting. Let's get out of here. And that's what a shame that is in particular.
Well, it's also, we have a curfew ordinance already.
Right.
And and in his speech, he mentions that. Well, why don't you start enforcing it? I mean, now that you had 14 people shot, we're going to enforce the curfew? Well, it's been on the books a long time.
Right.
And so like a lot of other laws, the police force, I believe, has been directed not to enforce those laws.
Senator, what's the rationale for keeping the cops in the cars and not having them out patrolling, walking?
Passive policing. I mean, you've got city leadership that, the mayor said it himself. There are too many people that look like I look at, in jail, been over policed. And maybe there's some truth to that. I'm not saying there isn't. But if you're at a downtown event, that's not the time to tell the police to be passive. Oh, just let the young people have their fun. I mean, this is a different ball game. People have guns and people don't feel safe. So people with no intention in the world of committing a crime are arming themselves. And, the mayor can criticize the legislature all he wants to about permitless carry. But do you think the kind of person who is willing to shoot into a crowd gives a damn what the laws are about carrying a handgun? I mean, they don't. They're not the sort of people who are going to say, oh, man, I can't take a gun down there on this trip because I don't have a permit. I mean, it's just absurd. Right. Now, what you can do is have an active police presence and make people believe that it's at least conceivable they're going to get caught. I mean, I encourage you to listen to that whole city council speech. It's only 20 minutes long.
Okay.
And it was very much, we're going to go on as usual. And that really bothers me and it surprises me. And it's not going to make people, if your big change is to bring in the Urban League and say the root causes of these problems are bad housing and lack of opportunity and a disconnect between city services and the people that's meant to serve. That's just bull crap.
Yes, it is.
Now, the Ministerial Association had it right. The problem is in Montgomery, we have a breakdown of the family. We have a lot of fatherlessness and the white and black community. Yeah. And that is, you got a lot of boys growing up without any guidance. And that's the cause of this, the root cause. But for the safety of everybody else, you can't just tell the police that if you see a bunch of teenagers that aren't acting right, that you just wait until they assault somebody.
Right.
And what bugs me about it really just irritates the pants off of me with this. They just want to keep saying, crime's down 20%. And like, if they say it enough times, people will buy it. Nobody in business believes it. Now, I do believe that they're not reporting things that are supposed to be reported. My son got assaulted. One of my sons got assaulted in the entertainment district about 3 years ago. And he was hit hard enough to be concussed. And I had to go down there and raise hell just to get a police report made.
Goodness.
I mean, they don't want to write up events that happen in that entertainment district. And maybe one of the benefits of getting rid of the entertainment district will be that we can go back to policing it like you police anywhere else. Right. But my fear is that the way we police everywhere now is just completely passively.
Now, I got to hit a break here, but I definitely wanted to get your take on, because you mentioned the Attorney General and the governor. I do wonder how long state leadership will kind of step back from this and just, throw quotes out there. We'll see. And we can get into potentially what might be happening on the state level. First, before I hit this break, this part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings. And again, they're a full-service jewelry shop. That means not only do they have the great selection from high-end to everyday jewelry items, also the custom design work, second to none there by Josh Ryder, the man himself. They can do spa treatments. Say you have a piece of jewelry you wear all the time, looks like you wear it all the time. What if it could shine and shimmer like it's brand new again? They can do that for you. Of course, they do repairs, including watch repairs, battery replacements on those watches. They buy old jewelry off you with gold where it's at. You got a bunch of stuff just laying around you haven't thought about, and here's go take it by Dillon Rings. And of course, they can also, for the same reasons, appraise old jewelry that you might be holding on to. They do it all. So y'all check them out today. Stop by 119 Brown Springs Road right here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. What is the smart way to buy a house in today's market? Now is a good time to buy since we now have a more balanced market than we've had in years. Here are the steps. First step, get pre-qualified with an experienced local lender. It costs you nothing to find out firsthand whether you can qualify for a home and how much that home loan will cost. Second step, hire a local realtor with lots of experience that can guide you, advise you, and be your advocate. We call those buyer agents. Third step, decide what your wants and needs have to be. Bedrooms, baths, floor plan, location, and school zones. Fourth, ask your realtor to line up homes that fit your price category and your location needs. Fifth, start actually looking inside these homes and see what is available and the cost of each property. For all of this information and step-by-step approach, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
It's the 72nd Alabama National Fair through Monday the 13th. This Sunday night, the fair proudly presents a true American icon, Lee Greenwood. Lee Greenwood will bring the Coliseum to its feet with a powerful salute to our hometown heroes. Everyday military active and retired and active first responders get in free at the fair. But on this special evening of recognizing our hometown heroes and unforgettable music, you won't want to miss it. And here's the best part. This special concert is free with fair admission to everyone else. Lee Greenwood in concert Sunday night at 7 p.m. Presented by the Porch Band of Creek Indians. Save time, skip the lines, get your tickets in advance at Ticketmaster. The 72nd Alabama National Fair now through Monday the 13th. Sponsored by the Kiwanis Club of Montgomery, Coca-Cola, and HMMA.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Visit Rich's Car Wash today and save money this year by joining their Unlimited Wash Club. A new year means new adventures, so keep your ride clean, dry, and shiny. Enjoy detailing perks included with your wash like towels, mat cleaners, air fresheners, and more. Get to Rich's Car Wash today or visit them online at richescarwash.com to sign up for their Unlimited Wash Club.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show, and if you can hear this, we want to come see you.
You heard right! David Ernest and the crew from the Health and Wealth Show want to come to your town just to say hello. All you have to do is let them know who you are and where you are. It's as simple as that.
It can't be that simple.
Oh, yes, it is.
What do we have to do?
Write your name on the back of a $20 bill. Then, sorry, that's the wrong offer. If you would like David Ernest and the crew from the Health and Wealth Show to come visit you, call toll-free 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE. Tell us your name. Tell us where you are. Tell us your phone number. And maybe we'll come see you. If that method is not to your liking, get on Facebook. Go to Ernest Financial, Montgomery, Alabama. Click on the page. Then click on the pinned post at the top, and there's all the information you need. David Ernest wants to come see you. Brought to you by Ernest Financial, LLC, serving the community for over 40 years.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For tough, good-looking roofs, it's Tamco Shingles from Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For great folks and great prices, call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We're going to enjoy some great fall weather for the next few days, really, through the weekend, certainly, and beyond. Tonight, mostly clear skies, cooler, down to about 59. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, low humidity, high temperature on Friday only in the 70s, down to the mid-50s, I think, on Saturday night, and probably lower 50s by first thing on Sunday morning. So a great weekend of weather for the Alabama National Fair or whatever else you have planned. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We're redesigning financial freedom at CB&S Bank. Make purchases at participating stores and restaurants using your CB&S Bank debit card through your mobile devices with Mobile Wallet. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for more information. Member FDIC.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, Brubaker here in the studio with us today. You said we should listen to some of this speech. This is the beginning of the mayor's speech.
Yeah, go to 7 minutes in from the beginning of the city council meeting.
Okay.
And just listen to just the mayor speaking. And is the mayor up?
Yeah,
go ahead. Just play a little bit.
All the great things about our city, not just downtown, but throughout our community. Many venturing out many miles beyond even our city borders. So we're proud of that, and we're not going to change our approach to what we do as it relates to bringing in entertainment and bringing in options for people throughout this city. We're going to make sure that when people come in or people live here, they're safe and that they feel safe, and that we make those adjustments to enhance everything that we need to do. But in order to do that, we've got to make sure that we're acknowledging some of the challenges to reduce juvenile crime, especially during late night hours. The council previously created an ordinance to implement a curfew in downtown Montgomery, and by restricting the
Stop
movement.
it for a minute. Can you pause it?
Yeah.
That's been in place for a good while now. So why haven't we been enforcing it previously?
Right.
So we're now going to start enforcing a law that's been on the books. I mean, his tone of voice for a mayor of a city that 14 people just got shot at a city-sponsored event. I mean, we're going to make sure people feel safe. But the question is, are they safe?
Right.
And the answer is, well, go ahead, keep playing.
Of minors during specific times, we can help prevent them from becoming victims of or participants in criminal activity. This measure will focus on age, hours, enforcement, and parental accountability, especially in high traffic areas like our entertainment districts. We're also conducting an audit of our surveillance cameras to ensure that they are not only functional, but that they can be enhanced more than with facial recognition technology to better identify where and who, most importantly, are some of the bad actors. I want to encourage all citizens and business owners to register their surveillance cameras with the Montgomery Police Department's Star Watch program. Many of you already have, and many of you have been very helpful since late Saturday night, early Sunday morning in assisting us in this investigation. We're grateful for that. But this will also help our officers respond more effectively during other emergencies and investigations.
Mm-hmm.
Together with the support of the City Council and our community, we will close the gaps that leave too many people vulnerable so that we can build a safer Montgomery for all. And while we confront these challenges head on, we also look ahead with hope and momentum. Now, as we confront the challenges facing Montgomery, we must also invest in long-term solutions that address the root causes of instability, economic inequality, lack of opportunity, and disconnection from community resources. That's why the Urban League's expansion into Montgomery is a significant and timely development.
I think the people of Montgomery were looking for a little more reassurance than that.
Yeah.
I mean, the cause of this isn't, not a word in there about more aggressive policing. And frankly, since the ordinance about the curfew is already on the books, I don't know that people actually believe when they say, well, this time we're serious, we're gonna enforce it. And people were looking, I think, for some reassurance that, we're going to put more police on the street. If you come downtown, from now on, if there's a brawl in the stands at the Biscuit Stadium, there's going to be a police officer there to break it up. We're not going to leave it to the people at the concession stand to run over there and try to separate these people.
Uh-huh.
And, if you're downtown, you're not going to see a police car. You're going to see police officers patrolling. So you are safe. And maybe people with bad actors will see that, we mean business. But there wasn't any of that. It was talk about surveillance cameras in a program that already exists.
Yeah, they've been talking about the STAR system for years.
Yeah, none of this is new.
Right.
And I just think that, this is a moment where the mayor could ask for a lot and get it. But we're just going to carry on like we've been carrying on.
Did you see my my column this week?
I did.
Yeah, and it's an absurd suggestion, but it's to make the point, get the point across. Like, ask. It is one of those moments where you could do something bold and different and break up the narrative. And also, I saw what Josh Moon wrote, essentially saying exactly what the mayor is saying. And my response to a lot of the liberals who live here, because they love saying this, that we in benighted red state Alabama and the state legislature, you didn't do enough on gun control. You didn't do enough to fund health care and education, more opportunities for people. And my response to that would be because they don't have any crime in major blue cities and blue states.
Yeah, right. And the thing is, the city, according to the mayor, has got more resources than it's ever had. Right. The highest, biggest budget ever. And later in the speech, he argues for more taxes on working people that work here and through the occupation tax. And then he talks about giving $15 million to bail out Jackson. Now, let me say this. I don't want people to think that I'm just completely down on the mayor. I'm not. He is right about Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
His comment that we are not going to put in any money till we have them on paper, that we get some guarantees. But he needs to go one step further. If the county or the city or anybody else puts any money into Jackson and allows that board to stay in place, they have lost their minds. You cannot bail out what is essentially an important private business, but still a private business, and let the people who ran it into the ground continue to run it.
Exactly.
And you know, it is Jackson Hospital. The closure of Jackson would be a disaster for the city, but at the same time, to hand that board, say, $15 million from the city, $15 million from the county, and whatever the state is willing to throw at it. In 2 years, we're going to be right back here. And Jackson, well, you know, you can't, you know, if we close, you lose a third of your medical profile, and the military might leave. So give us another $100 million. And it is, I mean, Montgomery, you know, sometimes perception is every bit as important as reality.
Yeah.
And while I was driving here, you know, I'm at the corner of the off ramp. I'm coming into town on 85. I'm on 85 South, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Get off at the Eastern Boulevard. On both sides of the road are homeless people. There is garbage everywhere. And the mayor talks about, oh, we're going to go forward with hope and momentum. This city looks like a giant trash can because they've decided that panhandling is just something we're all going to have to live with. Well, we didn't have to live with it before.
Nope.
And if you are going to allow panhandling, pick up the garbage. I mean, let the people on work release go out and pick up the trash, for heaven's sakes. It is so up there around the Eastern Boulevard exit. There is so much trash that, I mean, and there was also a homeless person asleep in the middle of what looked like a garbage pile. And if there's hope and momentum, maybe if you're a downtown developer getting tax breaks from the entertainment district,
yeah,
maybe you have hope and momentum. But if you're a small business person who can't get his property crimes invested, if you're a person whose child is zoned for a failing public school, I don't know how much hope you actually have, unless you hope to move to Autauga County.
Well, and, you know, I've been thinking about this personally. I ain't going anywhere anytime soon, but I have been watching myself.
What if you had 2 school-age children? What about that?
Nah, I'd get out of here.
There you go. And, you know, and it's when I grew up here, Montgomery, it wasn't a perfect city by any stretch of the imagination. But, you know, when people say, you know, my kids always tell you, oh, you exaggerate, things can't have changed that much. I say, well, how about this? When I was in the 6th and 7th grade, I would get up in the pitch black dark 6 days a week and ride my bicycle from Allendale Road over to the Gay Meadow Shopping Center, roll 120 newspapers, and go throw papers for the Montgomery Advertiser or the Alabama Journal. And it never occurred to anybody. And this was over like behind Danley School was my paper route, over behind Jeff Davis and behind over there. And it never occurred to anybody that somebody would bother a paper boy. And once a month I'd go collect. I'd have $400 or $500, and that's when $400 or $500 was a lot of money.
Yeah,
in cash, in my newspaper bag, when I would collect. But it never occurred to anybody that a paper boy wasn't safe, except from Mr. Murphy's dog or something like that. But the idea that some criminal would attack a paper boy people thought that was an absurd idea.
Right
now, man. There's no reason anybody would let their child out at 5 a.m. in the morning to go outside and do anything that far away from adult supervision.
Yeah. Now, I got to ask you before we run out of time about where the state might go. This is my opinion, not attributed to anybody else. My own opinion. I don't expect much out of this governor's office on most of anything. But maybe if it's a coach who becomes governor, things will change a little bit. And and I also talked to she's running for AG, Catherine Robertson, that Max has been fairly successful, but not enough, and it becomes even more complicated with a place like Birmingham, just in terms of personnel and resources in general. So, but how long is the state going to just sit idly by, especially with its capital city in particular? I know they've already engaged some, but they can't let this happen.
Well, they can, actually. Yeah. And here's the thing. If the state had done anything, I mean, people in Bessemer have been begging the governor's office, not the establishment, not the people running Bessemer, but the families that are having their doors kicked in broad daylight home invasions of occupied homes, have been begging the governor's office to do something. Not a word. And I think for a little while you might see some state trooper cars riding around downtown, but unless state troopers staying in their cars won't do any more good than Montgomery police officers staying in their cars. You're going to have police officers who are going to be willing to go down by the alley in places like that, get out of their cars and walk around if you want to do any good. I mean, look at Savannah, look at Chattanooga, look at Mobile, look at anybody who's doing this successfully. Yep. They all have that. We don't, because we have a mayor and a chief of police who just don't think it's important to enforce the law.
Because they think that enforcement years gone by was done in an unjust way.
And it was.
Yeah.
But so what?
But it doesn't mean punishment. Sometimes you need punishment and enforcement.
But the thing is, though, that doesn't mean we can't do it in a just way now.
Amen.
And their idea of a just way is just to have more crime victims.
Yep. And that's not protecting human rights, and that's certainly not compassionate. And most of the victims, by the way, if we're talking about racial justice, are Black.
Well, and it will kill downtown development eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was Brian Stevenson with all he's got invested downtown, I'd be, if he doesn't want to talk to the mayor publicly, he should be talking to him privately saying, man, you can say what you want to publicly, but you've got to get on this.
Well, and it's becoming one thing after the other. It's Amy Dix is being shot. Then you see, the massive shootouts at a big block party. Then you see, 4 or 5 people shot over the weekend. Then you see the story about Jim Massey.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it's just one thing after the other.
Well, how many people other than these 14 people got shot last weekend? Those weren't the only shootings.
Right.
They're just the only ones that made the news. And I mean, come on. I mean, at what point suppose there'd been some Maxwell military personnel in that crowd and we had 5 or 6 dead airmen. How bad would this story be for Montgomery then?
Yep.
I mean,
and that's the next thing. It's always the threat.
The mayor can say he can't fix the schools by himself, and that's true.
Yes.
But this, he can do something about. So if nothing ends up being done differently, this is on him and the chief of police alone.
Y'all are leaders of the city. Get on it. And yeah, God forbid the federal government. I'd imagine Senator Britt would not want to let this happen, her being a resident here as well. But you see enough crime, and the military is going to say, maybe it's not worth having our air war college there.
Well, and the thing is, there's no flying mission. All the flying missions have been taken away from Maxwell. They've shut down the NCO Academy. what's left is essentially a small college. And they could move out of here in a weekend, and all they need is empty buildings to set up in. So between the schools and crime, but we have a water park that's losing money, but that's going to save that area of downtown.
Well, especially if you build like a Buc-ee's on the interstate or something, right?
Oh man, maybe that's the solution.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Good seeing you.
I love it.
Good seeing you. And I got to hit this break. We'll be right back, folks. Close things out.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's first and only News Talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to the program. 272-9228 if you want to get your parting shots in. But let's first go to Ray Bowles with Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Well, I've been on the road most of the day. We're on the backside of Auburn coming back from Georgia. I don't know how anybody lives in Atlanta, Georgia. It's just awful.
Yeah, the traffic there just going through the place is crazy.
Yeah, every time, 75 and 285. You might as well just, when you get in the car and you hit Waze, you're like, oh no, it's an extra 40 minutes. You know where it is.
Exactly right. Well, I'm glad you survived the drive, though.
Well, I am happy to be out headed home, sleep among bed tonight, and happy to get back to the store tomorrow. There's plenty of work to be done. We have tons of good prices going on. Don't forget we have the sale on the LVP in the carpet, care stand month, and plenty of others to talk about, just not enough time. So if y'all are in the need of a floor, call us 285-117. We'll come out and give you that new measure. That pretty much makes now you got a floor down.
Really is that simple, folks. Again, that number 285-8117. When you call them at 285-8117, be sure to say, hey, I heard Ray Bowles on the radio trekking his way back home.
Y'all, good afternoon.
You too, Ray. Closing things out here. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, it's Soldier Boy. I just want to thank you. That was the best personal interview you've had since your show started.
Oh, my.
Yes. I mean, Mr. Brubaker was straight shooter. Didn't shoot around anything. You asked direct questions. He answered them. Great. You got to have him on more often. I like people to tell us straight accusations.
Well, and part of my plan is I'm still going to have fun and play the tongue choir, but I'm going to start to try to bring on more.
Gotta have the Austrians, and that makes that's kind of racial against me. Since I was born and raised in Germany, I take that personal.
Good. I'm glad you did. But the plan is also to bring on more, say, big stakeholders in the city who are tired of this. who have a lot at stake. And
City council people won't come on the show, or women won't come. I've never had a councilwoman person, or whatever you want to call it, ever come on your show. Why?
We've had Julie Beard on once. We've had Marcia over the phone. We've had Ed Grimes. Andrew Szymanski's the most regular and willing, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
We've had Aronde on
like
too,
him.
right after Christmas.
I don't even know anything about him, never seen him. I could run into him, wouldn't know, but I like it. I don't believe in everything he says, and I like everything he says.
But here's Soldier Boy, I'll just be perfectly blunt. When folks are holding elected office, they don't speak as freely as I think anybody would like, unless their name's Donald Trump. That's why I'm going to look for people who are not in office, who are not politicians, who still are leaders in this city, to come and actually give their voice to the radio land.
When's the police chief going to come on?
It's a good question. I'd love to talk to Jim Grayboy.
Yeah, well, he's scared to come on the show.
I don't know what it is. We had it all planned out and didn't show. I haven't heard anything since.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So I have to interpret it as I see it then.
Yep. Well, I appreciate it, man. I got another call. I'm going to run to them. Appreciate it.
It was great show today.
Thank you. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't really mean to be on the line. I just came in and just caught the very end of it. Who was it that you were interviewing?
Dick Brubaker.
Dick Brubaker. Okay, good. I just didn't understand who it was. It sounded real good to me.
Well, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Enjoy your show.
Thank you. Well, pretty much out of time here. We got our Friday edition of the program coming up tomorrow. And who knows what will happen. Oh, yeah, we might have Eddie's partner in business, Hannah, here in the studio. Looking forward to that. Gonna try to have some fun, but also, of course, hit whatever is in the news cycle. But y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg and Pamela. They're next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center.